strikeouts. If you remember, the Otters were able to chase away the original starter for Lake Erie, and Repovich came in relief and finished out the game for the Crushers.
Mm-hmm.
So Repovich will be the guy we will see today starting.
You said, now I lost my point. Somebody is sitting down and rest, and I'm just thinking, I'm looking at Earl Weaver, who managed Baltimore, and Ripken. And you look at Ripken playing as shortstop when his father was the manager, and Ripken played several years like so many other ball players, every game of game of that season. Now imagine someone said, "Well, he needs a day of rest." There's that bull crap again. You know that you got to take him out because he's thrown 100 pitches. Well, now, he's played 3 games. He needs a rest. My day, we played every day, and nobody took a rest. You prayed for rain. That was your day off when it rained.
Was the roster as big as it was now?
No, we had 18 to 20 players, and the manager was the person. He was the bus driver. He was the trainer. He was the manager, the coach, and he was everything. And, we had maybe 8 pitchers. That's it. You didn't have 12 like they have anymore.
Oh, wow. So you had 4 starters and 4 relievers?
Yes. I mean, no, the starter was a reliever, and the reliever was a starter.
Okay.
There was no difference in those days.
Okay. So that's more now the transformation of the game as it is today.
Yeah.
And then the special relievers, right? That didn't occur back in your day.
No, we didn't have specialists. We didn't. I can remember being in the bullpen, and Joe Brown is in relief tonight, and Henry George is in relief tomorrow night, and so-and-so's in relief. I mean, you alternated. Mm-hmm. And as I said to you last night, Dave, the guy that pitches tonight would be the batting practice pitcher tomorrow night. So you talk about throwing. That was his chance of getting loose. Now, what we did a lot was run. I mean, I haven't seen many of our ball players running much, but you take in those days, we were all out in that outfield running. So we were in shape, put it that way.
No, I couldn't agree more. Well, I think a key for the Otters is hit early and often. We didn't see a lot of that last night, but Ryan Long was able to come through in the clutch. If they're able to hit Repovich early, I think that can lead to success before they have a 10-hour bus ride to Washington, Pennsylvania tonight. We're going to get to the national anthem, and when we come back, it'll be first pitch from Bosse Field between the Otters and the Crushers. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
You have it open? All right. Bill, are you ready for some baseball?
I am ready to go and attack.
An attack? You're ready to attack the booth?
I'm ready to attack.
Attack the call?
Attack the call, attack the players, attack the manager, attack the umpire. I'm ready.
So you're all full of adrenaline and all juiced up, aren't you?
I had a pound of nails for supper.
Welcome, everyone, to Bossy Field. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. The Otters are looking for a 3-game sweep against these Lake Erie Crushers, and this will be the last game of the 6-game homestand before the Otters will travel tonight to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a nice 10-hour bus ride to take on the Washington Wild Things. First things first, they need to take care of business tonight as Tyler Beardsley will get on the mound. He is 6-3 with a 2.82 ERA, 95.2 innings pitched, 80 strikeouts, 30 walks. That's pretty darn impressive, Bill.
I'll say it is, and you're talking about going to Washington, Pennsylvania. You're not looking at the positive side. Here you're going to go through beautiful downtown Louisville, then you go through Cincinnati, then you got Columbus, Ohio, and my God, Dayton. Where else can you go? I mean, that's a beautiful ride on Interstate 70.
Yeah, but it's not pretty at night.
Well, that's when you're watching Fox News and you're going to sleep.
Everyone, I'm sure, will be sleeping on the bus ride tonight. First things first, Tyler Beardsley on the mound for the Otters today. And he has been very effective as of late, winning in 2 of his last 3 starts. Batting in the infield for the Otters will be as follows: Ryan Long at third, Tanner Wietrich at shortstop, Cronin at second, Phillips at first, Calabrese behind the plate, Hunter Cullen in center field, McNamee in right, and Keith Griesaber in left. And now the Otters, more importantly, are wearing their home whites, and they look pretty darn sharp.
Well, that's what they should be wearing them all the time. White is at home and grays are on the road. And, you're talking about that bus ride 10 hours. And just I'll finish up on this. You've got a beautiful luxury-type bus with, with a bathroom in the back or restroom, whatever you want to call it, in the back, and you got TV and all that stuff. Imagine 60 years ago you made that trip in a school bus. Hard seats, no toilet.
I feel like that we're pretty lucky, I guess. First pitch to Kraft. It will be away for a ball, and we are underway at Bossy Field. Kraft hitting .301 on the season, batting with 3 singles in this series. Next pitch from Beardsley. That'll drop in there for a ball. Count now at 2-0. No outs, top of the first. Next pitch is a fastball dropping in there for a strike 1 to Kraft. Beardsley with the fastball.
I was going to say 3 pitches, all fastballs, all low. As long as that one, too. That was 2-2.
After the foul ball. Count even at 2 to Kraft. 3 singles, 2 walks, 2 runs scored in the series, as well as 2 strikeouts. The 2-2 pitch would be a liner right past the pitcher's mound, and then Cronin will toss that one over there to Phillips at first for out number 1.
I tell you, did you see Mr. Kraft run down that line? He really was flying. I tell you, those are the type infielders can take their time of scooping it up and being in a relaxed throw. Ball players today, they run hard down there, and you better get rid of that ball as quickly as you can. And just a point, I'm glad that Beasley didn't deflect that ball, because that would have been a base hit probably.
So to the plate now is Emmanuel Marrero with 1 out in the top of the first. There is no score at Bossy Field. First pitch, and he gets Marrero with a breaking ball for strike 1 on a swing and a miss. That pitch was low and away from the switch hitter Marrero, batting on the left side, trying to gain an advantage against the right-hander Beardsley. 0-1 the count. Here's the next pitch. And it'll drop right in there, off speed for strike 2. Looked like the off-speed curveball from Tyler Beardsley. 2 strikes, No balls, 1 out, no score.
Let's see what Calabrese is going to call.
0-2. Sets up inside, and that'll be the fastball for a swing and a miss. 2 away, 2 up, 2 down in the top of the first.
Whatever he called was the right pitch, Dave.
To the plate now will be Zach Racusin. Calabrese behind the plate. Racusin is batting .279 on the season.
Yeah, got a base hit last night.
He has 2 hits in the series, as well as 2 RBIs. Those occurred on Tuesday night. First pitch via line drive to left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Racusin has speed. He's going to get to second base. The throw there is not in time. Cronin was able to get the ball and applying its zag, but Racusin gets in there in the nick of time for a double.
Well, if you notice, he never slowed down. He took off from the batter's box and was full speed and threw it in overdrive. The minute he hit first base, there was no way he was going to get anything but a double. And I think our outfielders misjudged him, being honest. I think they said, well, he's got the base hit. And not that they didn't hustle. I don't mean it that way, but they didn't rush the throw.
Burdick to the plate. He is 1 for 6 with an RBI double that occurred on Tuesday. Calabrese sets up outside, swing and a miss on a slider from Beardsley, moving the count to 0-1.
We talk about Joe DiMaggio being one of the outstanding players. Joe DiMaggio used to get a lot of doubles simply because of what they did. When you hit one to the outfield, they said, oh, it's a base hit. They just take their time fielding. Joe DiMaggio didn't stop, just like
0-1, ground ball fouled on the third base line. Count moves quickly to 0-2.
Right, just like this young man out there in second base now. He didn't stop, so that's hustle. Taking advantage of, well, I wouldn't say mistake. It's just that
the relay throw didn't come in as quickly.
Yes, right.
0-2 the count, 2 outs, no score. Runner on second base for the Crushers. Calabrese sets up inside. The 0-2 pitch is outside for a ball. Count now at 1-2 to Dale Burdick. Burdick has the RBI double that occurred on Tuesday night. He also has 2 walks and has struck out 3 times. In a righty-righty matchup, Beardsley from the right side of the rubber. Calabrese sets up outside, and the next pitch is reached on by Burdick, and he fouls it away.
And that was a pretty good breaking pitch. He, as you said, Dave, he reached for that. He protected the plate. Got to give him credit. We talk so much about having 2 strikes and then watching the third. He's showing you, hey, you got 2 strikes. You better protect that plate.
Beardsley would check Racusin at second. 2 outs, the 1-2 pitch. A breaking ball in the dirt. Good block there by Calabrese. And the count is now even at 2. Phillips playing deep on the first base side in the infield. Ryan Long playing back as well behind the third base bag. Holding the runner at second base will be the second baseman, David Cronin. 2-2.
Strike 2. Ooh.
That breaking ball will be called a ball from Beardsley. That pitch had some drop, and the count is now full.
I thought that was a pretty good pitch. I thought that was strike 3, Dave. But you and I are up in the box here, not down on the field.
That's right. Bob Davis behind the plate and Dennis Fretch on the bases. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. There's that off-speed pitch from Tyler Beardsley, and that gets the Otters out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the first, no score from Bossy Field on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Well, Bill, I think that sounds like music that's on your iPod now.
Okay. I agree, but what's an iPod?
Welcome back to the Bossier Field. We're in the bottom of the first, no score between the Otters and the Lake Erie Crushers. Jake Repovich, a lefty on the mound for the Lake Erie Crushers. The last time the Otters saw him was on July 12th when he came in relief through 5 innings of relief as the Otters were able to knock around the previous starter for Lake Erie that day, scoring 8 runs. To the plate for the Otters will be David Cronin. Cronin is batting very well this year as the Otters spark plug as well as the leadoff hitter for the Otters ball club.
He's been a great addition. He's a great young man, and he hustles. He's a Pete Rose-type player. Gives you everything he's got, plus. And we're welcomed tonight to have Secret Weapon.
That's right.
Be with us. He told me the other day, he said, Thirsty Thursday, I'll be there.
All right.
I don't remember him having a drink, but unless he's drinking that Cokes.
Well, it is a good night discounted draft beer for the crowd today in Evansville. The 0-1 pitch to Cronin is fouled away down the left field line. Count quickly at 0-2 to David Cronin. Cronin is 1 for 7 in the series with a single, a run scored, a strikeout, and a hit by pitch.
But one of the biggest plays is when he avoided the tag at home plate other night. What a play.
It's the quickness that you can't teach.
That's it. That's what you said, right.
Evading the tag was Cronin. Here's his 0-2. Swinging a drive to right field, and that will be dropping in front of Hubbard for a leadoff single. So the Otters leadoff man aboard to start this bottom of the first.
And we were talking about the leadoff hitter earlier in the pregame, and you see that's why Mr. Cronin's up there. He gets on one way or the other. Base hits, errors, walks, gets hit once in a while. He's a good leadoff man.
To the plate now is Keith Griesaber, the best Otters batter in terms of batting average, hitting .302 on the season. He has 2 hits in the series. The first pitch from Repovich is a bunt down the first base line, and it will be going foul. So the Otters appearing to be playing small ball because knowing that the Lake Erie Crushers have the best ERA in the Frontier League. They have the most strikeouts thrown in the Frontier League as a pitching staff. So maybe now that your leadoff runner's on, bunt him over to second with 1 out, get him over to third, and maybe get the sac fly to score him home.
Dave, I'm supposed to say all that stuff. You took everything away. I've got nothing to say now. But you're right. Andy has changed his whole strategy in this game. Instead of playing the long ball, he's playing, like you said, baby ball, more or less. And move the runner over because, again, runs have been hard to come by in this series.
And last night was evident.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
A 1-0 win that occurred in an RBI double from Ryan Long in the 8th. 0-1 is not delivered, and Cronin gets back to first base in the nick of time.
Yeah, that I'll tell you what, he faked me out there, that pitcher with that stride, that delivery. I thought he was coming home, I'm being honest.
0-1 the count to Grisaber. Righty-lefty matchup. Repovich fires.
Strike.
That drops in there for a ball this time.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
That off-speed pitch from Repovich looked really good.
I swore that was a strike. I thought it was one of the best pitches he's thrown.
Count now even at 1. No outs, bottom of the first, no score. Each team has a hit. The 1-1. That'll be now called strike 2. Similar location, a fastball from Repovich moves the count to 1-2.
Right. Andy's down there, and of course we don't have the Kentucky Rifle behind home plate tonight.
Brian De La Rosa, the catcher for Lake Erie.
Yeah, he's not catching tonight, so I don't know. Looks like, yeah. Did you see the first step was by Mr. Cronin was to go to second, but when that pitcher threw it over, he hustled back. He might have been going on that particular play.
1-2 the count. Cronin does have speed. He is third on the team in swiped bags. The 1-2, Cronin goes, and he'll have to retreat back as this pitch is fouled into the Crushers' dugout. Count remains at 1-2 to Grisaber. I want to say a special hello to Matt Siegel, who apparently is watching this game on a larger screen, kind of a big screen TV. He may have his computer hooked up with an HDMI cord to his TV so he can sit back, relax, and watch the game on YouTube.
My God, you guys know everything. Really, I can't watch it on a little computer, let alone big screen. Anyway, I guess I was absent that day.
I can help you out if you want.
Oh.
The 1-2, swing and a miss on a high fastball, one away here in the bottom of the first. I got to tell you, Bill, it's that pitch that every hitter, whether it's the Otters or the opponent, that pitch looks so juicy from a batter's perspective, but it's a ball every time. Why swing?
I agree with you, but, you know, it's easier to say he shouldn't swing. I've said the same thing, but I've also been in that experience where I've seen that pitch and I've gone after it as well. It's something that, I don't know, it's in the human being that, hey, it looks big, rosy.
First pitch, Long will show bunt, then pulls his bat back. Does not agree with the pitch called from Bob Davis behind home plate. It's a called strike 1 to Ryan Long.
And look what that third baseman is playing. Way deep and toward the shortstop, and that would have been, if it was laid down, a possible good base hit.
The 0-1 to Long will be a dribbler foul into the Otters dugout on the first base side.
That was a delayed swing on Ryan's part. If you notice, the ball was pretty near over the plate when he decided to, and his elbows were locked in. So, again, it was not a good swing. I think he decided to swing at the last minute.
0-2 the count, 1 out. Cronin on first.
He's going. There it is.
0-2 pitch is not delivered as the throw to first base is not in time. And we want to give a special hello to Bobby Siegel's daughter, or his niece, I should say, Matt Siegel's daughter. And she is 17 months old, beautiful girl, and she says, "Go Otters."
Wow.
Throw down to second base.
Oh, my goodness, this guy's got a bullet, too.
In time, Ellison will throw out David Cronin for out number 2. Dave not too happy about it.
I'll tell you what, that ball got by that catcher, I'm going to say at least 10, 12 feet. He hustled after it, threw a sidearm bullet, and Cronin got a good jump. So maybe this guy's got the Kentucky rifle and a Tennessee rifle. I don't know. Danny Boone.
Ellison probably no more for his defense rather than his offense. Ellison is hitting 129 on the season.
Oh, boy.
The 1-2 pitch to Long. Ground ball down the first base side. Veith will field it and touch the first base bag. A 1-2-3 inning after Cronin led off with a single. He was unfortunately caught stealing. We are through 1 from Bosse Field. No score. Right here on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
pizza brick roll always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick roll goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. No score. We are in the top of the second. How many times did we say no score last night? It seemed like a lot.
This whole series. Last night, the whole series. I mean, I don't know. I don't have the records for the first game, but I tell you what, there weren't that many hits. The Otters got 4 hits yesterday.
And won 1-0.
And the other team got 5 hits.
Yep.
And again, they didn't score. The Otters didn't score until the bottom of the 7th. 8th. You're right. So a long time between drinks of water.
Jake Veith to the plate. His first pitch from Beardsley is a drive to right field. McNamee will come under it, and he'll let the ball bounce in front of him for a single by Veith.
Jake has been a pretty good contact hitter in this series. And again, remember I mentioned that I watched batting practice last night, and he put quite a few balls over that fence. So he's a dangerous hitter.
His third hit of the series, all singles. He also has 2 strikeouts in the series.
But I think he hit one as far as he could, and the fence interfered with the play.
That's right. First pitch to John Cable, who's batting .243 on the season, will be a ball outside. High and away to the left-handed batter, Cable. Count at 1-0. Beardsley comes set, the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, brings a fastball down Main Street for strike 1.
Yeah, I thought it was Broad Street.
Only when right is it.
Oh, okay. If you're in Philly, it's Broad Street.
That's right.
You're in Evansville, it's Main Street.
There actually is Main Street. Yeah, you got to turn down Main Street to get here.
Yeah.
1-1. He'll be in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. And then maybe occasionally you throw Broadway in there. No, fastball down Broadway.
Yes, sir.
2-1 the count. Beardsley from the right side of the rubber. Runner on first, the 2-1 pitch.
Ooh.
Outside for a ball.
That ball got away on him. I don't know if that was a breaking pitch or what, but it certainly slipped out of his hand.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, I beat you to it.
Yes, you did. 3-1 the count. No outs. Runner on first. No score. Top of the second. Beardsley would check the runner at first base. The 3-1 pitch is fouled behind home plate. Caught the edge of the barrel of the bat of Cable. Count now full. Cable batting at .243 on the season. The first time the Otters have seen him in this series.
Well, the runner on first, Jake doesn't have a big lead when you look at it.
3-2. And that will be inside. Beardsley does not like the call.
It looked good.
And some of the Evansville faithful will agree that should have been a called strike 3.
Yeah.
Beardsley will smile as he gets the baseball back from Rob Calabrese and slowly trotting to the pitcher's mound. So a Single by Veith and a walk by Cable put runners on first and second base with no outs. The Crushers had the bases loaded yesterday in the second inning, but Austin Nicely was able to get a batter to pop out, or fly out, excuse me, to Keith Griesaber to end the threat. And then from that point on, Nicely was dealing. First pitch to Dre Hubbard. It drops in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Runners on first and second for the Crushers, who have not scored a run since Tuesday's Game 1. That occurred in the 8th inning of Game 1. So 10 scoreless innings thus far for the Crushers, as the next pitch from Beardsley is fouled on top of home plate, as Hubbard wanted to show bunt, did not pull his bat back. Count now at 0-2, no outs, open bag at third, in a scoreless game at Bosse Field. Beardsley said that his hometown is closer to Los Angeles rather than Sacramento, even though he attended Sacramento State. The 0-2 pitch, that's a slider that bites, and that will be a swing and a miss for a strikeout. I believe strikeout number 2 on the day for Tyler Beardsley. Number 3, thank you, Bill. And that will be out number 1.
And Mr. Hubbard struck out on that pitch looking bad, and he did it twice last night. So give him breaking pitches when you got 2 strikes, because he just showed you last night and tonight he chases that bad ball.
So 1 away in the top of the second. Ellison to the plate, the catcher, who threw out David Cronin back in the bottom of the first, caught him stealing. The first pitch, swing and a miss. There's a breaking ball from Beardsley. Slider that goes into the dirt for strike 1.
That was a pretty good slider. I mean, that was quite a bite on it. And this guy went swinging after it one hand, and you're not going to do too much damage when you reach and swing at one hand.
The 0-1 will be fouled behind home plate off the barrel of the bat of Ellison. Count moves quickly to 0-2 with 1 out.
You know, we're only in the second inning, and so far Beasley has had an 0-2 count on quite a few of the batters, which is pretty good for a pitcher, especially starting that first and second inning.
0-2 the count, 1 out. Runners on first and second for the Crushers. Next pitch is a driven to deep left field. Going back is Griesaber, and he makes no. The ball falls out of his glove. That will score Jake Veith from second base. The Crushers are on top after an RBI double from Carl Ellison. I got to tell you, Griesaber jumped. That ball appeared to be in his glove for a split second, and unfortunately it dropped out.
Well, the way I saw it, I'm not going to argue with you, but the way I saw it, he had the ball in his glove, and then when he landed, the ball jumped out of his glove, hitting the ground. So, in fact, I thought the umpire might possibly call it an out, and the ball getting out after he had made the legal catch. But the other umpire was out there. He sees it better than us, but it was a good effort by Keith.
So a tough break for the Otters right there. The Crushers get on the board.
You know, the point was it was a 0-2 count, and he laid that ball right down the middle.
First pitch to Brody Wofford is away for a ball.
You've heard me say it, Dave, and I'll repeat myself. You on a 0-2 count, you don't throw a ball down the middle. You waste it. Either high, which you like, those high fastballs, they chase.
The 1-0. Strike down the middle. Count even at 1 to Wofford. Wofford in this series is 0 for 6 with 5 strikeouts. One.
Oh,
that
good.
It did look good, but Beardsley does not get the call. Second time he did not get the call on the corners. Count moves at 2-1 with 1 out. Bud Light Thirsty Thursday at the ballpark. Discounted draft brews. 2-1. Will be swung on foul behind home plate. Count moves even at 2 with 1 out. Runners on second and third. The RBI double from Ellison puts the Crushers on the board at 1-0.
Yeah, he was a weak hitter. You said 129 or something, and he really unleashed a long fly ball.
He ate my words, I guess.
Yes, he did, or you did, whatever.
The 2-2 pitch.
Strike three. Ooh.
It should be strike three. Instead, it's ball three, and the crowd doesn't like the call.
I'll tell you what, this umpire must be squeezing that strike zone. You know, I mean, they look so good. Oh, there's some comments from the dugout. Look at the umpires talking to Andy, whatever. But there's a conversation going between the umpire and the dugout.
Macaulay upset with Bob Davis right now. I believe some choice words have been said.
Yeah.
Payoff pitch. Ground ball, foul down the first baseline.
Well, the number 44 out there is Greg Gross. Greg Jeltz, who was a manager here for several years. And I'll tell you what, he'd be up there like Andy, and he would chatter with those umpires a whole game. How he didn't get thrown out so many games, I don't know. But he would really give it to the umpire.
1 out, runners on second and third for the Crushers. They're up 1-0. That'll be a called strike three on the outside corner. Beardsley with a smile gets the call, and there are 2 away.
Yeah, finally. Well, that's the case again where the player decided it was ball 4 and started going to first base. The only thing is we didn't have to say, hey, boy, come back, because he went into the dugout.
So we'll bring back to the top of the order. Aaron Hill has the night off, so Stephen Kraft, who batted in the 3-hole on Tuesday, batted second last night, is now the leadoff man tonight for the Crushers. First pitch to Kraft is low and away for a ball. Count now at 1-0. Kraft 3 hits in this series. He has at least 1 hit in his last 6 games. The 1-0. Down and away for a ball. Count moves to 2-0 after the breaking ball from Beardsley. On second base is Ellison. He had the RBI double. On third base is John Cable. He walked. Veith started this inning with a single, and he scored thanks to the bat of Ellison. 2-0 the count to Kraft. The pitch. Swing and a miss. There's that breaking ball once more from Beardsley. Move that count now to 2-1.
I don't know if you saw it, but the way I saw that, and I'm being honest, it was a beautiful pitch, but that bat was about 12 inches short of hitting that ball. Here's the bat, here's the ball. It was minus 12 inches.
That's not good. 2-1, and that would be a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Anytime you've got to reach for a batted ball, it means your bat is not covering that plate.
The 2-2 pitch.
Strike 3.
Called strike 3 right down the heart of the plate. The Crushers get on the board after the Ellison RBI double, but Beardsley ends it with another strikeout. We head to the bottom of the second. Lake Erie 1, Otters 0 on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations, west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. 1-0 Lake Erie over Evansville. To the plate for the Otters will be as follows: Elijah McNamee, Dakota Phillips, and Jack Meggs. As the meat of the Otters order will step to the plate. Batters 4, 5, and 6. Well, Bill, if you're a fan, it's a pretty good night for baseball. It's a Bud Light Thirsty Thursday.
It's a beautiful night, let alone the $2 beer, but the sun is shining. It's nice and cool. At least I think it's cool. And you're watching two of the better teams in the league. So what else could you get outside of a $2 admittance? But that was the other night.
That's right. Good baseball, cheap brew. Sounds like a really good combination.
Well, I had the hamburger for my meal, and I'll tell you what, it was super. I mean, it melted in my mouth. My culinary taste was there.
All right. 0-1 the count. Next pitch. Ground ball to Marrero. The backhand stop. He can't make the play. McNamee will be awarded first base.
Gordy.
To the plate now will be Dakota Phillips, who has 2 hits on the year, or on the season, in this series, I should say.
They're reviewing the that play, Dave, to decide whether it's a hit or a error. I'm going to put my money on it's a hit. But they're reviewing it, the scorekeeper, the official scorekeeper.
First pitch to Phillips will be a called strike.
Base hit. There you go. You got influence here. Okay, so Big Mac got a base hit.
Repovich will come set. The lefty now fires an 0-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball for strike 2. 0-2 the count to Phillips.
I tell you what, it's a beautiful night for baseball, and let's hope the Otters are as successful as they've been the last 2 nights. It'd be a miserable trip going to 10 hours after a loss.
The 0-2 pitch, away for a ball. Count now at 1-2 to Phillips, who has an RBI double that occurred back in Game 1 of the series. He singled last night, 2 for 7 on the series. With the RBI, a single, double. Unfortunately, he has 3 strikeouts. The 1-2. Check swing doesn't bring his bat around. It's low and away for a ball. A count now even at 2 with no outs.
Well, Andy's not giving any sign. And, well, we've learned one thing. Oh, there goes a bunch of signs that they're just fakes. Ed Ellison's got a pretty good
Arm,
I'll say.
2-2 the count.
You know, you imagine how much that helps your pitcher when you got a catcher who can throw runners out.
Throw over to first. Not in time.
You know, most of the stolen bases that you watch in a game is because of the pitcher, whatever mistake he's making. And the runners are getting a tremendous jump. I remember, one of the years I was playing, we had a pitcher, I'll tell you in a minute.
The 2-2 pitch. Check swing. It's a cold strike 3. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the second.
It's again, we're getting to that point of cold third strikes. Anyway, I was playing and there was an awful lot of stolen bases, and I finally went to the pitcher and I said, look, I don't care if I got a shotgun. I'm not going to throw any runners out. As long as you're letting that runner on first base keep moving towards second, you've got to stop him before you deliver that ball, because he's getting a running start before I even got the ball. So anyway, again, I don't care how good of an arm you got. If a pitcher is not holding that runner on, there got stolen bases.
First pitch to Meggs is ripped right at the shortstop Marrero, and he almost doubles up McNamee, and there are 2 away. I got to tell you, Marrero was moving on contact and happened to be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, that's always the case. Well, here comes
Tanner Wietrich, the
that
newly acquired Otter. Between his games with the River City Rascals and the Evansville Otters, he's batting .278 on the year in 13 games with 10 hits. As an Otter, he's batting .227 with 5 hits in 10 games. First pitch to Wietrich is in there for strike 1 on the inside corner, belt high to the right-handed batter Tanner Wietrich.
Now, in the first inning, we had a runner on. The second inning, we've had a runner on, but we haven't gotten them too far, have we?
Not at all.
No. They got 3 hits. We got 2 hits. I mean, we've matched, both teams have matched pretty near the equivalent of what they got last night in 9 innings.
Rapovich checks McNamee at first, the 0-1. Away for ball 1. Away, knee high to Wietrich, excuse me. 1-1 the count, 2 outs.
Wietrich, and I say wet rich. W-E-T-R-I-C-H, wet rich. But again,
pronunciation at its finest.
Right.
The 1-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Count now at 2-1 to the former Iowa Hawkeye. You familiar with Iowa?
Very well. Very well. I played there. I coached there. And I spent many years there, yes. 2 years as a player and 4 years as a coach.
Oh. The 2-1 is not delivered from Rapovich. He'll throw over to first. McNamee gets back in time. The count remains at 2-1 with 2 outs. Otters left Cronin on first back in the first inning. Cronin was then caught stealing.
I tell you, it's a rough spring in Iowa.
2-1 is away for a ball. Count moves to 3-1 to Wietrich.
For high school and college spring training or spring games, it is cold. I mean, I used to freeze. And there was one game, I forgot where it was now, but in between innings, we sat in the bus.
3-1. Driven to right field, shallow, but it's going to drop.
Yeah.
For a base hit. Hubbard, it seemed that was playing deep, and Wietrich found the hole over the second baseman Wofford, dropping into right field, shallow. Otters now have runners on first and second with 2 outs.
Well, also, Dave, he got a bad jump. I don't think he saw that ball. He didn't start running until the second baseman kept running backwards, and then all of a sudden he started running forward. So I don't believe he saw that ball. But again, you know and I know, and the shadow knows. Well, ask Secret Weapon what he thinks. There he is. He gave me the sign. He says it was the right fielder made a mistake.
All right. So with an opportunity to tie the game right now will be Hunter Cullen. Hunter has played very well in this series. He had the solo home run in the 8th inning of Game 1 to give the Otters a 5-4 win. His first pitch is low and away for a ball from Rapovich in a lefty-lefty matchup. count at 1-0.
And we'll go over that point of look where the shortstop is compared to the third baseman. 5 semis you could drive through if Hunter would just slap one right to left center. He's got a run plus a double.
1-0. That'll be called strike one on the outside corner, low and away to Cullen, evening the count at 1 with 2 outs. Hunter is 2 for 4 in the series, the solo home run as well as a single. He has 3 walks and 2 runs scored as well. The 1-1 to Cullen, away for a ball. Count at 2-1 with 2 outs.
Yeah.
Hunter has good speed.
Yes, he's got the good speed, but, it's always the men on the base, what speed they got. I've seen it. You've probably seen it, too, where here comes runner number 1, here comes runner 2 at home plate at the same time. The catcher don't know which one to go for.
Never had that situation before.
Oh, yeah.
2-1.
There it is.
That's through the hole on the left side. That's a base hit.
Yeah.
Rounding third, McNamee. The throw to the plate
Safe.
is not in time. An RBI single through the hole on the left side of the infield for Hunter Cullen. This game is tied at 1 as the Otters are on the board. The second RBI of the series for Hunter Cullen. And that one, you called it, Bill. He poked it through the hole. He could fit not only 5 semi-trucks, but, I don't know, maybe a handful of food trucks, too.
Well, you're in this game so long, you see all the mistakes people make and all the advantages one can take, and that's the advantages of living this long.
Well, the Otters are playing small ball of their own.
Yeah.
3 singles have driven in this 1 run, and they're looking for more. Calabrese to the plate with runners on first and second. Here's the first pitch from Repovich. It's a ball outside. Count at 1-0. The count, 2 outs. Otters have now tied this game up thanks to the bat of Hunter Cullen. Repovich fires a 1-0, and this is driven foul down the first base line to even the count at 1.
Yeah, this it's a wonderful night for a ball game, and again, as you say, Thirsty Thursday, and then the beer is what, a discount, whatever it is?
$2 for, I think, a 16-ounce and $5 for a 20-ounce.
Really? I don't want to see so many with the large
Yes.
cups.
Yep.
Okay. And, of course, I don't see any kids with it, but a lot of, put it this way, a lot of adults. Okay.
1-2 the count, 2 outs, runners on first and second for the Otters. Tie game at 1 in the bottom of the second. Repovich will check Wietrich at second base. Here's the 1-2. Be lifted in the air to shallow center field, playable for Kraft, and he makes the catch for the final out of the inning. The Otters tie the game at 1 after the RBI single from Hunter Cullen. The opposite field RBI single. As we are through 2, 1-1 game, we head to the third on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
The tri-state area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Top of the third, tie game at 1 from Boston Field between the Otters and the Crushers in a Frontier League East-West Division showdown.
Yeah, you want to hear my story about that Miller Lite you were talking about?
Sure. As I do prefer that on a nice hot summer day at a ballpark.
Well, this was in spring training in 1984, the championship year that we won the National League, and I was in the Major League coaching staff, and Dick Williams was our manager. So Dick had his own office and his, locker room and all, and us coaches, there was about 5 or 6 of us, so we were on the outside. And at that time, Dick Williams was doing those commercials for Miller High Life, if you remember.
Okay.
And we used to have a big truck come in every week, and what a curveball.
That dropped in there for strike 1.
Yeah, every week a big semi would come and drop off maybe 200-300 cases of beer. Well, anyway, we'd finish practice in the afternoon.
Swing and a miss on a slider for strike 2.
And Dick Williams would, again, be in his office, and he'd say, "Hey, Bill, come on in. You want a beer?" And I'd say, "Yeah." So I'd go in and have a beer, and I'd say, I'd look outside to the other coaches, and Jack Kroll and Harry Dunlap and them, and I'd say, "Hey, fellas, you want a beer?"
0-2 check swing, and that will be...
Tag him. Well, now he walks. It's automatically out.
So it's another strikeout for Tyler Beardsley, 1 away in the third.
When the batter walks back to the dugout, that's an automatic out. He doesn't have to make a tag. Anyway, Dave, they say, yeah, so I'd go in Dick's freezer there or icebox, and I'd get the beer for all the coaches, and I'd hand them it. And next day, I'd say, "You want a beer?" And I'd get him a couple of beers. Next, "You want a beer?" One day, anyway, Dick was being interviewed, and so we all finished, and I went in to Dick's office, and I got a beer, and I said, "You guys want a beer?" And they said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, come in and get your own." And they said, "You're the only one allowed in that office. We're not allowed." I said, "Oh, my God." So, anyway, I was the only one allowed in the manager's office.
Swing and a miss on a fastball from Beardsley to Rack Houston. Another count at 0-1.
Oh, we'd sit out there at night at the hotel and at the pool. It were actually a hot tub, and there must have been, with the wives and all, there must have been about 50 of us in that thing. It was that big.
0-1 pitch, ground ball, chopper, Cronin's there, toss over to first, 2 away.
And I'd say, "Oh, get a beer." It didn't make no difference who said get the beer, because everyone had 2 or 3 cases of beer in their motel room.
Oh, wow.
And so, you could go. Of course, next week here, Dick's getting another semi-load, so a constant beer, all not abused. Not abused.
Well, you know who would appreciate that story? Mr. Cronin. He's a beer salesman.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Nice enough to give me his business card if I'm ever traveling in the Midwest and need to stop off at a brewery that he distributes to.
Oh.
So, hello to the Cronins.
Yeah.
And hope you're enjoying this baseball game.
I hope you're enjoying that Miller Lite.
Second pitch, to Burdick is in there for a ball. First one was in there for a strike. Even count at 1 with 2 outs.
Yeah.
Beardsley now kicks and fires a 1-1. Low and away for a ball, away from the left-handed or right-handed batter in Burdick. Count at 2-1, 2 outs, 1-1 game. Top of the third at Bosse Field. Beardsley shakes off an initial pitch from Calabrese. Now they agree on one. And that's a fastball low and away for ball 2. Not only is a fastball effective, but when you can have some movement on your fastball, that pitch can be deadly.
That's all you need is to have an inch or two rise or sink, and
2-2. Popped up, shallow foul territory. Phillips is there, and that is out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Beardsley. Tied at 1. We head to the bottom of the third from Bosse Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
WUEV listeners, you can catch Evansville Otters baseball this week, Tuesday through Sunday on 91.5 FM WUEV. And remember, the Otters pregame warm-up begins 15 minutes prior to first pitch. You can listen on 91.5 FM, WUEV.org, EvansvilleOtters.com, and through TuneIn Radio. It's Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. We are in a tie game at 1 heading to the bottom of the third. An RBI single by Hunter Cullen tied this game at 1. A RBI double by Carl Ellison at the time in the top of the second gave the Crushers a 1-0 lead. We come back to the top of the order. David Cronin made a good play in the infield. It's only fitting that he's batting in this inning right now.
Well, as we say all the time, you make an outstanding play in the field, you're going to be batting come the next inning. I don't know why, but that's the way it works.
Is that the way the cookie crumbles?
It certainly does.
All righty. First pitch to Cronin. Lifted in the air. Center field. Back there is Kraft, and he makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out.
And you say his father's a beer salesman?
Correct.
Not a distributor, but a salesman.
As far as I know. Distributing might be a part of the job description.
Okay.
Keith Griesaber to the plate, batting .302 on the year. He's 0 for 1 today with a swing and a strikeout, a swinging strikeout. Repovich fires. Here's the pitch. Fastball away from Griesaber, belt high, count at 1-0.
I'll say one thing. Good thing you and I are not behind home plate tonight, because I disagreed so much with this umpire so far tonight, and we're only in the third inning.
The 1-0 will be popped up in the infield, playable for Veith at first. He's there. 2 pitches, 2 outs. To the plate now is last night's hero, Ryan Long, with his league-leading 59 RBIs.
And Ryan, we're in the third inning, and everyone's batted once already. And outside of Ryan, which again was a lazy swing, I hate to say it, but it was a slow ground ball to the first baseman. You know, that is the only ground ball so far as an out. Other than that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the outs have been fly balls. So this guy is not throwing a sinker ball, put it that way.
1-0 the count along in a lefty-lefty matchup as that pitch was away from the former Texas Tech Red Raider. On deck will be Elijah McNamee. The 1-0 will be a drive over the shortstop's head. Marrero falling into center field. That's going to drop for a single for Ryan Long. He is now 1 for 2.
As something similar to last night's play. And remember I mentioned last year he did that quite often and was very successful. Now he did it back-to-back games. And, you know, I was thinking when I mentioned that you got Hunter and you got Cronin and you got, well, now you got Ryan. And when you bring that third baseman in and they're shading you, you had two former Otters here, Dale Mueller and Frank Scott. I mean, they did that all of the time. Bring that third baseman in, they'd slap it to left field constantly. But you know what?
First pitch to McNamee. Lifted in the air to center field. And that will be out number 3 as Kraft will squeeze the ball in the glove in center field.
But,
go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say, Dave, is you see, they didn't get up there in batting practice and try to hit the ball over the fence all the time. They were practicing how to get on base. So they'd practice slapping. A big difference. Batting practice is to improve, not to see how many balls you can hit over the fence.
Well, 3 up, 3 down from Bossy Field. Tie game at 1. Back after this on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
It's time for the Evansville Otters pregame warm-up on 91.5 FM WUEV.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
WUEV listeners, you can catch Evansville Otters baseball this week, Tuesday through Sunday on 91.5 FM WUEV. And remember, the Otters pregame warm-up begins 15 minutes prior to first pitch. You can listen on 91.5 FM, WUEV.org, EvansvilleOtters.com, and through TuneIn Radio. It's Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network. Tie game at 1 as we're at the top of the 4th between the Crushers and the Otters in a Frontier League East-West Division showdown. The Otters have won the first 2 games of this series. Tonight is the final game of a 6-game homestand. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call, Beardsley on the mound, Jake Veith at the dish. His first pitch. It drops in there for a ball. Fastball down and in, moving the count to 1-0. Veith is 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored that occurred back in the second. Next pitch, swing and a miss. He was fishing for a pitch that wanted to get out of the ballpark. Instead, It's a swing and a miss for strike one.
In my opinion, that's exactly where you got to throw this guy. You notice, he's a left-hand golfer, but
1-1 drops in there. A curveball for strike two.
He hits anything that's up belt and above. He's pretty good, but keep that ball low by his ankle, and he's going to be a typical left-hander. He's going to golf, and he's not going to be too successful.
The 1-2 pitch. That was close, but it'll be for a ball.
Yeah.
Curveball working for Beardsley. He's thrown the slider every once in a while, but everything is starting with his fastball.
Yeah, well, I throw the slider, not the curveball, the slider.
Got it. 2-2 pitch.
Right there.
Swing and a miss. There's the slider. Veith is gone fishing for out number one.
You know, I sometimes wonder, do they have radios in their back pockets listening to us?
Maybe.
I mean, you know, we recommend something, and they follow through with it, and it's been successful.
Maybe, are you suggesting a small earpiece?
Well,
like the small speaker in the quarterback's helmets in football?
Yeah, well, you know, my brother, when he was managing...
First pitch, swing and a miss. There's a fastball down and in from Beardsley, count it 0-1 to Cable.
He was managing Vancouver in the Pacific Coast League many, many years ago, of course, and he wired George Bamberger.
Next pitch is a breaking ball away from Cable, evening the count at 1.
George Bamberger was a pitcher, and of course later became a major league coach and a major league manager. Old Bammy, he lived in Tottenville. Ask Calabrese if he knew him.
All right.
And
called strike two to Cable, moving the count to 1-2 with one out.
Anyway, Jack Bammy was on the mound, and he was looking toward third base, and Jack yelled, "Now!" And he turned around, threw the first base, picked the guy off.
1-2, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts from Tyler Beardsley. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the fourth.
And that makes 8 strikeouts, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you are correct.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 strikeouts in 4 innings. Well, 3 2/3. Anyway, they picked a runner off. And then the commissioner of baseball said, "Oh, no, you can't do that." What he had was a portable radio sewed into Bammy's shirt. So Jack could say, "Now," and that was pick him off. But they ruled that illegal.
First pitch from Dre Hubbard is away for a ball in a righty-righty matchup. Count at 1-0. Hubbard is 0 for 1. He struck out back in the second. 1-0, away for a ball. Down and away. Count moves to 2-0. 2 outs. 1-1 game here in the top of the fourth at Bosse Field between the Evansville Otters and the Lake Erie Crushers. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Ground ball foul down the first baseline.
Boy, look at that. Those guys down there in that bullpen, they jumped up to all wanting that ball. Not one guy moved. One guy stopped the ball with his foot. Talk about laziness. Jeez.
2-1 the count, 2 outs. Next pitch from Beardsley. Swing and a miss. It's that off-speed pitch right there from Beardsley, moving the count even at 2. And looks like Bob Davis, the home plate umpire, will trot out on the mound and give Beardsley a new baseball.
Now, if you remember what we said about this Hubbard, throw it low, 2 strikes, outside. He's reached so far in 2 nights.
2-2.
There it is, up. Okay.
Gets a piece of this pitch, and he fouls it into the Otters' dugout on the first base side. Count remains even at 2 with 2 outs. Got to tell you, Bill, this Frontier League playoff push is going to be tight.
Well, right now it is, yeah. And if it continues the way it's going, there's that. Ooh.
This is a swing and a drive to left field, but caught by Griesaber for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Beardsley as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Tie game at 1. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dayton win. Bill McCune on the call. Tie game at 1 in the bottom of the 4th. Hunter Cullen had the RBI single. He hit the ball away from the shift to score Elijah McNamee. And Carl Ellison, back in the top of the 2nd, was able to get the Crushers on the board with an RBI double. To the plate now is Dakota Phillips. On deck will be Jack Meggs. In the hole will be Tanner Wietrich. Phillips is 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. He has 2 hits in the series, a single as well as an RBI double. His first pitch from the lefty, Repovich, is in the dirt for a ball. Count moving to 1-0 in a lefty-lefty matchup. Phillips batting .230 on the season. Here's the 1-0. That'll be inside this time for a ball. Count moves to 2-0. No outs. A bottom of the 4th, tie game at 1.
And the Otters are out hitting Lake Erie 3 hits to 4.
2-0 pitch will be fouled, catching the handle of the bat of Phillips. Count moves now to 2-1.
And last night's game, the score wasn't, first scoring was in the 8th inning, and the total hits for both teams was only 9.
2-1 the count. Here's the next pitch from Repovich. That'll be outside for a ball. That was a 50-50 pitch from Repovich. Phillips gets the call in his favor. It's a 3-1 count.
I like that description.
The 50-50 pitch?
50-50, yeah. And he got the call in his favor. Yeah, I like that.
Thank you. The 3-1. Inside for ball 4. Bill, 2 things happened yesterday I forgot to tell you. Yesterday, August 7th, in 2007, Barry Bonds hit his 756th home run in San Francisco to become the all-time home run king. Yesterday, in 2016, Ichiro became the 30th member of the 3,000 hit club in a 10-7 win for the Rockies, playing for the Marlins, and I believe Mattingly was still the manager at the time.
Yeah, well, he still is. Yeah, Donnie's been there. Let's see, this is 9, 8, 7. I think it was 6. 2016 was his first year.
First pitch to Meggs is a breaking ball away for strike 1. 0-1 the count. No outs. Bottom of the 4th, tie game at 1 between the Crushers and Otters. Otters currently with a 41-32 record 4.5 games behind Florence. 0-1. Check swing, and it'll be a called strike 2. So the Otters with 41 wins, the River City Rascals with 42 wins, and the Southern Illinois Miners with 41 wins.
So Jack has got 2 strikes, no balls, and he was way out in front in that last call strike. He would be lunging, in other words.
0-2. He slaps this down the left field line.
That's a double.
Phillips was tripped up at second base.
Oh, my goodness.
And that went all the way to the left field wall. Phillips slips, and it's going to be a long single for Jack Meggs.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I didn't see Phillips slip, but so did the left fielder. And when the left fielder went to play the ball off the wall there, he fell down too, or went down to one knee. And I said, oh, boy, you know, there was a possibility he could even come home. But, I didn't see Phillips. Again, I was watching the play, so heads up on your part, Dave.
Tanner Wietrich to the plate. He singled back in the second as one of 3 singles that occurred in the second inning, capped off by Hunter Cullen's RBI single. Wietrich, he lifted that ball to center field, and it was shallow. First pitch to him, he shows bunt. It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Throw down to first base is in time.
Yep.
Wietrich does his job on the sacrifice bunt, putting runners now on second and third for the Otters with 1 out.
You know what I liked about that, Bon? Tanner stayed there and made sure it was a proper down, fair bunt, moving the runner over. And that's the way you're supposed to do it. So I'm so happy. So many games are lost because people don't know how to bunt.
I couldn't bunt.
All you got to do is let the ball hit the bat. You don't have to jab after it. Let the ball hit the bat.
My problem was my finger placement.
Oh, you...
Yeah, I put my ring finger underneath the barrel of the bat, and the pitcher nailed me right in the ring finger with the pitch.
Okay, where the label is you're talking about. Your finger's up there by the label.
Yeah, unfortunately. And it was a 2-2 count with my foot on home plate. So not only did I...
You were out there.
Yeah, I was out. And, in the 4th grade, I burst into tears at that particular point.
I would have said, Dave, when we're finished, turn your uniform in.
Oh, my dad rushed me to the hospital after
that. Okay.
0-1, swinging a drive to right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Scoring is Phillips. Rounding third and heading home is Jack Meggs. Throw to the plate is safe. Ellison applied a tag, never touched Meggs, so he slides in, touching home plate with his hand. It is a 2-run RBI single for Hunter Cullen.
Oh, my God. Hunter is really is going great here. I tell you what, give credit to...
Wietrich
on that slide. He was out.
Oh, no, the Wietrich with the bunt.
No.
Meggs with the slide?
I'm sorry. Meggs was out. He avoided the tag. Now, what one has to always watch is the umpire. The umpire didn't give any indication it was out or safe. He just stood there. And then Meggs reached back and touched home. That's when the umpire said safe. But, you know, so many people say, oh, what happened? Hey, if the umpire don't give a call, that means the guy is either safe and is waiting for the tag or touch the plate or whatever.
First pitch to Calabrese is fouled away. Hunter Cullen with all 3 runs driven in for the Otters today.
Oh, boy. I'll tell you what. You know, he's one of the unsung heroes of this team.
To the plate, Rob Calabrese, hitting .250 on the year. He's 0 for 1 today with a fly out to center field. Still 1 out. Cullen with a good lead off first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It drops in there. First strike 2. Oh, and 2 now the count. Cullen with his 3rd and 4th hit of the series. Also with
the big home
4
run,
RBIs total.
The big home run the other night.
That's right. 0-2. Inside for a ball. Count moves to 1-2.
Now there's only one out. Catcher's got a pretty good arm, even though Hunter's got good speed. But Calabrese has got 2 strikes on him, so I wouldn't want to see a double play, a strikeout, throw out.
1-2 the count, 1 out. Cullen on first. He's got speed and a lead. He's now caught in a rundown.
Yeah.
And the throw
hits him.
Apparently hit the back of Hunter Cullen.
What's going on here? Oh, was there words between the players?
Apparently, Marrero's arguing base runner interference.
No, there was no interference. He's running towards second base. There's all he's looking at is the bag. He don't know where the player is or where the ball is.
Well, maybe skipper Andy McCauley wanted to check on to see if Hunter was all right, because I believe the throw from Veith that was supposed to be Marrero at second hit the back of Cullen. So maybe Andy was checking to see if Hunter was all right.
Well, there were some
choice words.
Yeah, well, again, we don't know what they were saying. Well, hey, that was a nice play, or whatever. We don't know, but there was words exchanged. Could have been, hey, what restaurant is the best in town? So, again, we don't know.
This next pitch is fouled away. Count remains at 1-2 to Calabrese. What's the best restaurant in town? I think Tironi's might have to be up there. Because the Pizza Brick Road, it always goes to Tironi's. 1-2 the count to Calabrese, 1 out. Cullen now on second base. The 1-2 pitch be swung on, fly ball, right field, playable for Hubbard, and he makes the catch. Cullen will tag.
Oh, boy.
Cullen uses his speed and takes third.
Right fielder's got some arm, but he really could have brought rain. It was so high up there. Wow.
So what would you rule that hit the hit ball from Calabrese? Is that a...
No, nothing.
Nothing? Okay.
He's just advancing the third. But, talking, if I may, Dave, my mind's on something you said there about restaurants. Dick Hager and I were in Miami one day, and the Dodgers were playing Al Campanis. I don't know if you remember who he was. He was the general manager of the Dodgers. And we said, hey, Dick, hey, Al, where's a good place to eat in Miami? He said, go down to Mr. I can't say it right now, but it was on either 2nd Avenue and 22nd Street.
Cronin bunts down the first base line. Can he beat the throw?
No, he didn't.
No.
Cullen
with a 2-run RBI single to extend the Otters lead now at 3-1. We head to the 5th right here on the Evansville Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000.
So it wasn't
online
black.
At tinfishnewburgh.com.
Wasn't black, it was navy
The Tin
blue.
Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking a dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Prospect Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Choose any state you want, depending on which one you got your wallet. Listen, they got a good salad bar. I like going there just for the salad bar. were.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural.
Okay, well, we're back on baseball. And here we go. We're going into the 5th inning. And the Otters are up 3-1.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah, hey, Dave, good to see you.
Good to be seen.
Yeah.
The first pitch from Beardsley. And that'll drop outside for a ball.
And here's the gentleman, Mr. Kyle Elson, who got that double, drove in the run.
The lone run for Lake Erie.
Yeah.
3-1 Otters, 3 runs on 7 hits. The 1-0 pitch from Beardsley. Swing and a miss. It's a fastball inside from Beardsley, evening the count at 1.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if I may continue, Al Campana said, Mr. Martinez, he's on 2nd Avenue and 22nd Street, so we decided to go there. It was a Cuban restaurant. Al Campanas had played in Havana, Cuba, when they were, it was a ground ball.
And it'll be thrown over to first by Wietrich on the line for out number 1.
Al Campanas played there with the Montreal, when Havana was in the International League. Anyway, we go down there and we said, Mr. Campanas recommended is Mr. Martinez. And the guy said, no. So we said, well, Mr. Campanas recommended it. Oh, okay. So we sat down. Dave, I can't tell you. We had about a $200 meal with all kinds of drinks.
Swing and a foul ball behind home plate will drop into the Crushers' dugout on the third base side. Count at 0-1 to Wofford.
It was one of the best meals I ever ate. And when it came time to pay the bill.
Next pitch is swung on, foul down the third base line.
I said, oh, no, Al Campanas. Oh, no, you don't pay. Al Campanas, good friend. We walked out with about a $200 meal, didn't pay. Well, that
sounds cool.
I know about 2 weeks later.
Next pitch is a fastball upstairs and away from Wofford, moving the count to 1-2.
My son came down to visit. He flew down. He came down, and I said, well, let's go to Mr. Martinez. We had the same courtesy and everything else, only Mr. Martinez was there. And we sat and talked with him, and again, we didn't pay. And we said, hey, from now on, we can't go to that restaurant. I mean, we're taking advantage of the guy, and it wasn't we were doing it. But what a Cuban meal. I can't think of the name of it, but it's like chicken and all kinds of fish and shrimp. And, oh, what a meal. It takes like 45 minutes to cook. Anyway, back to the ball game.
1-2 the count. 1 out. Tell you, Wietrich threw that ball on the line to Phillips.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss for Wofford on a breaking ball from Beardsley. Another strikeout, 2 away.
And where was it? It was a typical left-hander golf swing, which now gives Mr. Beasley 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9er.
Alrighty.
Now, the most he had was 12 that one game. Right? Is that right?
I think he had 9 in the 9-inning shutout.
Yeah, but didn't he throw 12 strikeouts at one time?
That was Welch.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry.
It's all right. 0-1 the count to Kraft.
No, I think it was Welch threw the 12, and then the next night Beasley threw the 9. I think that's how it was.
Vail threw the 10 and 8. Beardsley threw 9 and 9.
Okay.
You're there. Don't worry.
I know.
Your memory's there. The 1-1 is away for a ball. Count moves to 2-1 with 2 outs. 3-1 Otters the score. Kraft today is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Calabrese sets up outside. The 2-1 will be fouled, catching the tip of the bat of Kraft, evening the count at 2 with 2 outs.
Now, there's a gentleman I thought the other day was a father, but he's
2-2, ground ball. Ooh, hit sharply at Phillips and cannot come up and make the play. So reaching first base will be Kraft.
Error.
and it will be ruled an E3.
I think Mr. Phillips took one step too much to his left, and the ball skidded to the right. So it's an error.
Emmanuel Marrero to the plate. He is 0 for 2 today with 2 swinging strikeouts.
Ooh.
First pitch is away for a ball.
That hung up. That didn't do much break.
1-0 the count to Marrero. Runner on first, and Kraft reaching on the error by Phillips. 3-1 score in favor of the Otters after the 2-run RBI single from Cullen. Throw over to first is not in time. Beardsley came into this game with a strikeout to walk ratio of 80-30. The 1-0. Swing and a miss for strike one. Off speed away to Marrero, the switch hitter, batting on the left side of the box to try to gain an advantage off of Beardsley. The 1-1 pitch, runner goes.
Foul ball.
And it'll be fouled by Marrero off the tip of the bat. Count will now move to 1-2.
I was just looking up, Dave. We were talking about the other day, the Otters had, I think, 42, 43 errors for 60-some-odd games. And here we are, we got 73 games, and now we have 54 errors, but tonight we'll make it 55. So,
1-2, upstairs for a ball 2. Strikeouts have been there for Tyler Beardsley.
Oh, yeah, 9 strikeouts. I mean, and what do you have, 80 to start the game off? So I don't think he'll hit 100 tonight, but he could come close.
I think so. 2-2. Swing and a miss for strikeout number 10. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 3-1 Otters the score on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
0-1, swinging a drive to right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Scoring is Phillips. Rounding third and heading home is Jack Meggs. Throw to the plate is safe. Ellison applied a tag, never touched Meggs, so he slides in, touching home plate with his hand. It is a 2-run RBI single for Hunter Cullen. Nice job, Joey. Well, Bill, that's the score we have now after that highlight moments ago played by our radio engineer, Joey, back in the studio, doing a good job tonight.
Oh, I'll say so. I'll tell you what, between the two Pauls and Joey, it keeps us on the radio, and You know, we got to be thankful to those guys.
Absolutely. So the first batter of this inning for the Otters will be Keith Griesaber. We're here in the bottom of the fifth, 3-1 Otters. Swinging a drive to left field. Going back is Rakusin, and he'll make the catch at the warning track. One pitch, one out here in the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah, that had no life to it. That was a dying quail, as they would call it. And,
was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you notice, it got up there, and it might have had a little distance, but it just kept fading. It wasn't one of those that, like a rocket, it takes off. You know, this one going up, and then like a North Korean dud, you know, it just went up and then into the ocean.
Well, Ryan Long to the plate. He singled back in the third inning. He is 1 for 2 today. I think you called his single, too.
Yes, I hope I did. I mean, you know, you want to give me credit? Thank you.
I'll give you a Thirsty Thursday one of these days.
I just as well pass up on it.
Yeah?
I drink lemonade and iced tea now.
Okay. 1-0 will be inside for ball 2.
Yeah. When I was...
You had any iced tea? Do you add any iced tea to your lemonade to kind of mix it up for the flavor?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. Yes, I do.
Making it an Arnold Palmer.
Oh, is that right?
2-0. That'll drop in there for strike 1.
I remember when I was scouting in the majors and I was traveling first class in those airplanes. You know, you get in there and you got a big wide seat and they offer you all kinds of drinks. And
I've heard of it, just never sat in it.
Well, I used to get a few whiskey sours.
All right. Atta guy.
Before the plane ever took off, I'd have a couple of whiskey sours.
So you had a smooth plane ride then.
Oh, did I? Yeah.
3-1 the count, 1 out.
You know, we were in Atlanta one day, and we were in the tarmacs, and anyway, generally, when you leave the
3-1, swing and a miss for Long to make the count full.
Generally, when you leave the gate, the stewardess don't serve anymore. And the stewardess come out and she said, "Would you care for another whiskey sour?" And I said, "Yeah, what's wrong?" "Oh, nothing wrong, nothing wrong." I said, "Well, you know, we're not at the gate anymore, and you're offering drinks. What's wrong?"
Payoff pitch to Long. Swung on, fly ball, left field, and will be drifting foul.
And I looked out the window. I said, "Look at all those sirens, those police cars, and everything else flying down the runway. What's going on?" You know, we got up in the air, and she said, "Oh, that was President Reagan." When he was taking off from the airport, and no flights are allowed in the area or take off or land, whatever, when the president's around. I said, "Oh, okay." Yeah, President Reagan. I've been fouled up with a couple of presidents so far. Bush and in Chicago. And
swing and a miss to Ryan Long. That's 2 away here in the bottom of the fifth.
I was staying at the Western Hotel in Chicago, and I went out for a walk around 11 o'clock, and I came back, and it wouldn't let me in the hotel.
No?
I mean, there were all kinds of cop cars and secret police, and we had to wait until he got seated in some kind of convention or something he was at, and then they allowed you to go. And then if you were in Baltimore, you had to go through the that metal detector. So,
Elijah McNamee to the plate. His first pitch is down and in for a ball from Repovich.
But the one president I used to say hello to all the time was Nixon. Yeah, he was always at the Shea Stadium, and you'd catch him in the press room and, say hello, Mr. President.
1-0, down and this time away from McNamee, moving the count to 2-0.
Yeah.
Elijah today is 1 for 2 with a single that occurred. Marrero, the shortstop, could not complete the backhand ground out. The ball went past his glove. 2-0 pitch. He'll be inside for ball 3. 3-0 the count, 2 outs, 3-1 Otters in the bottom of the fifth. A cool night at Boston Field on a Bud Light Thirsty Thursday. Decent crowd tonight. Here's the 3-0 pitch from Repovich. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
There we go again. 3-0. And I'll repeat and repeat and repeat. I've yet to see in 10 years any Otter get a base hit on a 3-0 count.
3-1. Slapped foul on the roof of Bossy Field on the first base side. Count moves full with 2 outs.
Why do people think on a 3-0 count it's always going to be a fastball down the middle?
You're asking the wrong person. Payoff pitch. Upstairs for ball 4. To the plate now is Dakota Phillips, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He walked his last time up and later on scored on the RBI single from Jack Meggs. Or excuse me, Hunter Cullen.
Hunter Cullen.
Hunter has all 3 RBIs today. The man from Newport Beach, California.
Who vacations in upstate New York where his grandparents live up there. He goes hunting.
Yes. Yes. Nicely goes hunting as well. Back in his home of Grottoes, Virginia. First pitch to Phillips is inside and low for a ball. In a way, he must have had the best of both worlds growing up. He has a pretty good leisure activity in the Northeast, and then on the West Coast, he has the beach in his backyard.
Yeah, the surfing.
1-0, and that'll be inside for ball 2.
That's a 3,000-mile trip from one end of the country to the other. 3,000 miles.
Two 2-0 the count, 2 outs. The pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball low and away for strike 1. Otters won game 1 by a score of 5-4, and what appeared to be a scoreless game until we got to the 7th inning. 2-1 pitch is away for a ball. Count moves to 3-1. And then Hunter Cullen hit the solo home run in the bottom of the 8th to give the Otters a 5-4 win. Last night, completely different story.
Oh, yeah.
As it was scoreless heading into the bottom of the 8th. Greasaber got on with a 2-out walk, and Ryan Long came up clutch with a 2-out RBI double that scored Greasaber. Otters won by a score of 1-0 last night. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss on a breaking ball away from Phillips. Count full.
I noticed Big Mac's got his wrists all taped up. I never noticed that before. Is something...
Maybe just precaution.
All right.
I mean, I noticed that Ryan Long, before today's game, had his wrists tape up as well, towards his thumb and his index finger also.
Okay.
Payoff pitch, that's in the dirt. Phillips has worked his 2nd walk of the night. So, back-to-back walks by Repovich after recording the first 2 outs of the inning to the first 2 batters he faced. To the plate now is Jack Meggs, who singled and later on scored, avoiding the tag of Ellison and touching home plate to give the Otters their 3rd run of the game. Off the bat of Hunter Cullen. Tanner Wietrich on deck.
And Mr. Meggs got robbed of a double insofar as he hit that shot down the left field line, went off the left field fence. Left fielder fell down, but you said Mr. Phillips kind of slipped at second base, and therefore all runners had to stop.
First pitch to Meggs is a drive to center field, dropping for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Elijah McNamee. Throw to the plate is not in time. And RBI single for Jack Meggs. The Otters extend this lead to 4-1.
Yeah, what a base hit. Right up the middle. Couldn't ask for anything better. And the first baseman cut that ball off. I don't know why. It looked like it was a good throw coming into home plate, but Big Jake over there at first base, he cut it and relayed it to home, but it was too late. I don't know why sometimes infielders cut them off when, again, it's always the catcher. The catcher might have yelled, cut. I don't know.
To the plate now is Tanner Wietrich. He is 1 for 1. He singled in the second. He laid a beautiful sac bunt to the pitcher's mound that allowed both Phillips and Meggs at the time in the fourth to advance to third and second base. Runners on first and second for the Otters, 2 outs. First pitch to Wietrich is outside for a ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, a high fastball, evening the count at 1 to the former Iowa Hawkeye.
I don't think we've got anyone. Yes, we do. We have someone up there on the scoreboard. They didn't put up that run yet. You still got a big 0.
It's all right. 4 runs on 8 hits for the Otters, looking for more. 1-1, upstairs for ball 2. Repovich, 49 strikes, 30 balls heading into this next pitch. Two and 1 the count, 2 outs. Here's the next pitch. Upstairs for ball 3.
And nobody's warming up yet.
No one for either team.
Yeah, but, this guy here, he's given up 7 hits already. We've got 4 runs. He's kind of toying with the pitches are high, so he's lost his command, and no one's come out to even talk to him. Could be another walk with this pitch.
The 3-1. Inside for strike 2. Count full. Runners on first and second for the Otters. 2 outs. Otters have extended their lead to 4-1 on the RBI single by Jack Meggs. The payoff pitch to Wietrich. There'll be a line drive and caught right at Wofford to end the inning. RBI single for Jack Meggs extends the Otters' lead to 4-1. Back after this on 91.5 WUAV and the Otters Digital Network.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local Chapter 16 would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. Beardsley back on the mound with 10 strikeouts heading into the top of the 6th. So 10 strikeouts through 5 innings for Tyler Beardsley. And Bill, I understand there's a question out there for you. Someone wants to know if you have ever scouted at or for the St. Louis Cardinals.
I scouted the Cardinals many times at St. Louis. Loved St. Louis. I think it was a beautiful town. And,
Whoa.
We used to stay at the hotel, which was really the old railroad station. And very good accommodations. On the second floor, you had to take elevator or escalator to go up there. That's where the lounge was on the second floor as well.
1-0. Fly ball, center field. Going back is Cullen, and he makes the catch for out number 1. 2 pitches, 1 out.
And just for your information and for whoever asked, there was a restaurant down the street from the ballpark that was known as the Tommy, I can't think of the Dodgers, Tommy Lasorda. It was his restaurant, and there was a table in the corner, and nobody sat there. That was Tony Lasorda's table, and now if you were with him, you ate free.
Oh.
So Tommy always invited people to sit with him. I'll tell you that. I mean, there wasn't a situation, whether it was New York or St. Louis, that Tommy didn't have a handful of people sitting eating with him. But yes, for that young lady asking, I scouted the Cardinals many, many, many times.
0-2 from Beardsley in the dirt for ball 1.
And just for edification, the Miami Marlins trained in Jupiter with the Cardinals.
Oh, Jupiter, Florida.
Yes, the Cardinals had one side of the field, and the Marlins had the other side.
Ground ball that goes past Ryan Long for a base hit for Dale Burdick.
So, yeah, I used to be down there because my brother managed the Marlins, so I would be down there every spring. And, of course, in fact, I nearly got the scouting job there, advanced scouting job with the Cardinals when Joe Torre was the manager.
4-1 ball game in favor of the Otters against the Lake Erie Crushers. Runner on first in Burdick with a 1-out single. Jake Veith to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a single. The lone run that was scored by the Crushers on the RBI double from Ellison. Veith has a 1-0 count. His 1-0 pitch, ground ball foul down the first baseline. Count moves to even at 1. Veith is 1 for 2 with the single, and then he struck out back in the 4th. 2 for 8 in the series heading into tonight. He is now 3 for 10 heading into this at-bat.
Throw the ball low and away. That's how we're going to get him out. That's how he struck out the last time.
1-1 is a ground ball over the pitcher's mound through the hole on the right side of the Otters infield. That will be a single for Veith, his second hit of the evening.
Second hit for the evening, but about the 5th hit for the series. 4th hit? Okay. Didn't he get one home run?
He had a home run last time he was here at Bossy Field off of Tyler Vale.
Okay, all right. I knew he got a home run, yeah.
So John Cable enters the dish. He walked in the second, struck out swinging in the 4th. He's 0 for 1. So the Crushers have had their opportunities to score. They did that back in the second. They have another opportunity here. Beardsley in a bit of a jam. Open bag at third, 1 out, 4-1 Otters in the top of the 6th. Lefty-righty matchup. The pitch to Cable is away for a ball. 1-0 the count, 1 out. You want me to check in on the Otters in the minor leagues? Patrick McGuff made the All-Star team for the Missoula Osprey.
Oh, great. I'll tell you what, great.
1-0 is inside for ball 2.
The Irishman. I told you I had a chance to manage the Missoula team.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah, many, many years ago, yeah. 1958. I was asked if I wanted to manage that team, and I said, no, thank you.
Swing and foul behind home plate, moving the count to 2-1.
I was working in the Middlesex County Sheriff's Department as a detective, and I didn't want to take a chance of losing that job.
So McGuff is 5-3 with a 4.45 ERA, 54.2 innings pitched, 47 hits allowed, 27 earned runs, 61 strikeouts, 12 walks.
Wow, that's right there is impressive. Yep.
For a league that has the higher altitude than Coors Field in Denver, that's pretty good.
Yep.
So let's see. Randy Wynn. Two and 1 the count to Cable, 4-1 Otters. And this next pitch is fouled behind home plate. Count now full. So Randy, this season he has a 6.75 ERA. .55 so far this season. 29.2 innings pitched. He has 25 strikeouts and 1 walk.
And that was ball 4 on the hitter, Mr. Cable, and that kind of loads the bases up. And I would say, Max, you better get out there and talk to him.
Right on time.
Well, again, I told you that I think they carry radios in their back pocket. Anyway, I cut you short on Randy. What was it? What was his record?
So Randy has moved up to single A. He was in rookie ball.
Oh, okay.
Now he's in single A with the Dayton Dragons.
Okay. Oh, that's Cincinnati, right down the road.
Yep. So he has a 6.75 ERA with the Dragons right now.
Okay.
But he's only made 1 start.
Okay.
He had 4 innings pitched. He allowed 5 hits, 3 earned runs with 2 strikeouts. But in Greenville, and I believe rookie ball for the Reds, he had 25 strikeouts. So he has 27 strikeouts total in the minor leagues and only 1 walk.
I think Dayton's the number 1 A classification team for the Reds. So being in Dayton, it would be an honor, a promotion.
Swing and a pop up to Hubbard. There's 1 away. Calabrese will take off the mask. And will he have it? No. It will hit the roof of Bossy Field for a foul ball. 0-1 the count. Bases loaded with 1 out for the Crushers.
Yeah, I thought we had a good one. Now, here is Mr. Hubbard. Now, remember, he goes fetching for the low outside breaking pitch. Don't give him a fastball.
0-1 the count, 1 out. Ground ball could be helpful here for the Otters. This next pitch is fouled off the bat of Hubbard, and the count will move to 0-2. But it looks like Hubbard and the manager for the Crushers, and Chris Faber, Cam Roth, might be arguing a call.
It's going to be a discussion because it hit off the bat, then hit off his arm, and Hubbard and the manager's arguing, well, the ball hit him, therefore he should be taking his base. But the ball hit the bat first, then his arm, so therefore it's a strike. I don't care how much you want to argue.
Danny Urbeck, the former closer for the Otters. He has a 1-0 record, a 3.6 ERA, 20 innings pitched. He has allowed 19 hits, 8 earned runs, but his strikeout to walk ratio, 28-2.
Oh, okay. All right, so he's got more strikeouts. Anyway, we got 2 strikes on Mr. Hubbard. And again, don't give him a fastball, please, down the middle.
Well, bases loaded. 0-2 the count, 1 out for the Crushers. Otters up 4-1. We're in the top of the 6th. 0-2 pitch. That will be
strike 3.
Because
strike 3, he went around. It was a breaking pitch, low. He committed himself halfway around, and it's a strike 3.
Yeah, because I was wondering why he was confused and was staring at the home plate umpire. He did attempt to go.
Yes, he did. And I think he, he broke the plane, as they say in baseball. He went halfway, and therefore he was called a strike. Although Mr. Calabrese dropped the ball, he didn't need to tag him because, again, there was nowhere to go. All he got to do was tag home plate.
First pitch to Ellison, who has the RBI double, the lone run that has been scored for the Crushers that occurred back in the second. He goes fishing for strike one.
Yeah, that ball sank. That was it just fell right off the table.
Oh-2 will be popped up. Who's got it? Long coming in as well as Calabrese, and that will be drifting foul.
It's another one off the roof.
Yep.
But you had you had Ryan coming in full speed, and you had Calabrese, and believe it or not, you had Beasley. You had all three of them. You're probably saying which one, who's got it?
0-2 the count now to Ellison. Taylor Lane quickly. He's batting 129 on the year with 5 walks, 8 strikeouts. He also has 4 hits and 5 runs scored.
Now, we had the good block, Mr. Calabrese. I was going to say before that pitch, this is the same situation we had when Ellison was at first at bat. He had a 0-2 count, and Mr. Beasley threw it right down the middle, and that was the one he got the double on. So I was hoping that he wouldn't throw a pitch again down the middle with an 0-2 count, which he didn't. He threw a breaking pitch, which Calabrese blocked it beautifully.
1-2 the count. Bases loaded for the Crushers, 2 away. Beardsley needs to try to get an out any way he can. Big spot for both teams. The 1-2 upstairs for a ball 2.
Didn't go. He didn't fetch.
So Beardsley ended this inning with 10 strikeouts through 5 innings. His current pitch count, 71 strikes, 36 balls. There is some action in the Otters bullpen. Beardsley trying to get through the 6th. Stares in, Calabrese trying to look for a pitch to throw. The sign from Calabrese, he sets up a bet outside. The 2-2 pitch will be fouled behind home plate.
It was a breaking pitch. It was good right over the plate. Good call. And Ellison just got under it a little, which is good. We know he can hit the ball far because that double was, that was where Keith made that sensational play, but it just dropped out of his. You have to ask him exactly what happened.
Okay. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. Beardsley
11 strikeouts.
now has 11 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. 4-1 Otters the score on a momentum-changing strikeout for the Otters. Back after this on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The tri-state area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
First pitch to Meggs is a drive to center field, dropping for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Elijah McNamee. Throw to the plate is not in time. And RBI single for Jack Meggs. The Otters extend this lead to 4-1. Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call, and after that highlight, the RBI single by Jack Meggs, the Otters have a 4-1 lead heading into the bottom of the sixth. And we did a minor league roundup earlier, back in the last half inning. The Irishman Patrick McGuff has made the All-Star team, a strikeout-to-walk ratio of 61-12.
Well, I'll tell you what, you run down a lot of them, Herbert and Randy and the Irishman, and I tell you what, just imagine if those guys were back here.
Oh.
We probably would have 60 wins by now.
I think so.
And we'd be walking toward Washington, with the American flag.
First pitch to Hunter Cullen, who has been the story of the evening. 3 RBIs tonight on 2 singles.
But you got to give it credit. I mean, here we lost some of the premier pitchers in this league, which, again, they're pitching outstanding in affiliated ball. So, but the gap that was they left by Beasley and Taylor and Welsh and them guys, that they picked it up and they're doing well. So the Otters, you got to give them credit. They're doing good.
The Randy Wynn has a strikeout-to-walk ratio of 27-1. He's just promoted to single A. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Cullen. It'll be a fly ball down the left field line, and that will be foul for strike number 2.
Yeah, Dayton's probably the top team for the Cincinnati Reds. I know a lot of the future All-Stars that the Reds have in mind. They throw them at Dayton because it's a kind of tough league, and it's a good testing league. If you can play there. We had a catcher here years and years ago. He was a Rutgers University grad, in case you're interested, a catcher. And he was signed by the Reds, and he played for Dayton.
Swing and a pop-up, foul territory, third base side. Burdick is there, making the catch for out number 1.
Anyway, one year he had 15 home runs for the Otters, and he was a home run hitter. But if he hit one home run, he struck out 20 times. So he, when your ratio is that bad, you're not going to last long.
Danny Urbeck, former Otters closer, I think he has a strikeout-to-walk ratio of 28-2. And Jacques Pichou, the Frenchman who only made 1 start.
Jacques.
As Calabrese will step to the plate. Pichou is in Billings, Montana for the Billings Mustangs. The first pitch to Calabrese. Drops in there for strike 1. Pichou has 37 strikeouts and 9 walks. He has a 2-1 record with a 4.45 ERA, 1 save, and 32.1 innings pitched. He has allowed 29 hits and 16 earned runs.
I think that's the same league as Missoula. There's a base hit.
And it'll be a ground ball up the middle for Calabrese. His first hit of the evening. He's 1 for 3.
Yeah, Billings and Missoula, I think, are in the same league.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's your minor league roundup, and you want me to check in on Josh Allen?
Oh, yes. One of the greatest players ever wore the uniform for the Otters. You said he made the All-Star team in the American Association.
For the St. Paul Saints.
Yep. And was batting .340, if I'm not mistaken, 4 home runs. Might have more now.
Okay. So this season, Josh Allen as David Cronin will step to the plate with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. 4-1 Otters the score in Game 3 against the Lake Erie Crushers. Runner on first in Calabrese, who had his first hit of the series, his first game since Sunday, his 41st hit of the season. First pitch to Cronin. Line drive, foul down the first base line.
Boy, did he tomahawk that thing.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
All right, Josh Allen, 71 hits, 14 doubles, 2 triples, 15 home runs.
15?
49 RBIs.
Wow.
27 walks. Batting .274 with an on-base percentage of .355 and a .517 slugging percentage.
Wow, 15 and 14 home runs. Oh, boy. He was a tough little kid. I can tell you that.
I heard he was a doubles machine.
Yes, he did. I mean, he was. He, you know, a lot of people don't know it because, of course, now he's not here, but he loved to wrestle alligators.
That's right, because he's born and raised in Florida.
Yeah, well, him and his buddies, they squat at nighttime with a flashlight and look for alligators. And he told me, he says, oh, when you'd see the eyes, because you put the flashlight there in the eyes of the alligator, and then you wrestle with them. So he was a tough kid.
0-1 will be popped up and foul behind home plate.
He was telling me one night, he said him and his buddies, the motor broke down.
Oh, boy.
And they were out in the swamp. And they were like 2 or 3 miles from home, and they walked through the swamp.
Barefoot?
Well, I don't know about barefoot, but I tell you, in the middle of the night, you know, with the flashlight, making sure you spotted those alligators.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I know his mother was concerned.
The 0-2 pitch, ground ball, foul down the first base line. Count remains at 0-2.
They were 2 wonderful parents. They came quite often to see us play. At least 2 or 3 times a year they would they'd be here. They were wonderful, wonderful parents.
So there is your Otters minor league roundup.
Oh boy, thank you. That was interesting.
No problem. 0-2 pitch to Cronin. Will be a ground ball that will be off the pitcher's mound.
Go to third.
And will
go to
be
third.
Rolling into the outfield. Heading to third is Calabrese, and that rolled past the second baseman Wofford.
It's got to be an error. A hit? Oh, it did. Oh my goodness! I didn't know that.
A single for Cronin because
it hit the umpire. I didn't see that. Oh my goodness! Again, you know what?
Is it this pole?
That's right. Cut that pole down. So that's a base hit.
So Cronin is now 2 for 4. Runners now in the corners for the Otters, already with a 4-1 lead. Keith Griesaber to the plate. He is 0 for 3 today with a strikeout and 2 flyouts.
Yeah, at the next school board meeting, I'm going to recommend that that pole be eliminated.
Well, move it and then just put it up somewhere else, right?
Well, we could get a couple chains and, hold up the roof.
Easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
You know what, Bill? Maybe they'll have it if you're paying for it.
Well, I am, actually.
First pitch to Griesaber is foul down the third base line.
You know,
Count was 0-1.
You may live in the county, but you're still paying city school taxes.
So wait a minute, hold on.
Because it's called the Evansville Vandenberg School Corporation.
So Calabrese is now at second base. I thought he went over to third. Instead, he's at second.
Well, the ball hit the umpire's dead ball. So he had to go back.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, it's okay. Send me the check.
0-1. We line drive right at Wofford at second for out number 2, and then he touched second base because Calabrese was on the move. He doubles up Calabrese to end the inning. We head to the 7th. 4-1 Otters the score on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. And it looks like Beardsley's going to throw in the 7th inning.
Well, let's hope so. Again, he's given up 5 hits, 1 run. He's got 11 strikeouts. What more do you want?
Complete game.
Well, again, how many pitches has he thrown?
73 strikes, 36 balls.
So it's 100. So he goes to 150. So what?
I'm not the one making decisions.
No, I know. You know, one of our fans came up to the window here and told us that we could take seats down where he is and get a better view, and or they can't cut the pole down, but we could go up on the roof and broadcast. Like the old days.
There might be a technical difficulty if we do.
What, going up on the roof?
I think so.
Why?
Too many wires, and I don't know if the wires will be long enough.
Oh, that's where we were years ago. We had the broadcast radio up there on the roof when Marv Bates was here, one of the greatest radio announcers that one I ever heard.
1-1, lifted into the outfield, and that will drop in front of Cullen in right center for a single for Brody Wofford. Wofford is now 1 for 3, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts heading into the at-bat. He leads off the top of the 7th with a single.
Marv Bates broadcast the Otters, the Braves and the White Sox, and unfortunately was involved in that University of Evansville plane crash with the basketball team. But what a gentleman, what a radio announcer, and a wonderful wife he had as well. And, it seems like all the good people are taken early. I guess I'm 80, going on 87, so I'm not good.
1-0 pitch. Kraft shows bunt and pulls his bat back. It's a count moving to 2-0. No outs. Top of the 7th. 4-1 Otters. Otters have won the series. They're looking for a sweep.
And who is warming up for the Otters?
Michael Gizzi.
Who the heck's he?
He's their right-handed reliever.
I mean, when you come to Otterville here, you better buy a scorecard because each day there's someone new.
The 2-1 pitch.
Strike 2.
2-2 the count. Two and two the count, no outs.
Mr. Kraft got a base hit. No, he didn't either. We got on with the error the last time.
Yep. Still 0 for 2.
Yeah.
Next pitch from Beardsley's a ball.
That was the one that Mr. Phillips broke to his left, but the ball jettied to the right.
Payoff pitch. right at Beardsley. And he makes that look easy. Now he doubles up Wofford. So a line out to the pitcher, and then he doubles up Wofford 2 away on 1 pitch.
I tell you what, you can't be more disappointed than hit a line drive up the middle, and here the pitcher just drops his glove and it comes in, and
like it was nothing.
Oh, and the runner's on first. He's going to run as hard as he can, the second and third, and he gets caught. Oh.
He robbed Kraft of at least a single.
Oh, he did.
First pitch to a Marrero now with 2 outs. The non-traditional double play, but anything will work.
Oh, you ain't kidding. Plus it cuts down on his pitch count. Oh.
Taylor Wright also stretching and warming up in the bullpen for the Otters.
That would be his 4th night in a row.
0-1 outside for a ball. Talked to Taylor last night after the game. He said his confidence is growing still.
Well,
he understands he needs to get some of those pitches down.
High, yeah. Too high, yeah.
Does understand that, but I think with baseball, as this pitch is fouled on the left field line, I think the more repetitions you'll have, the better off you'll be.
Oh, yeah. Well, when you give correctful criticism, the player should be listening and say, oh, okay, I'll take advantage of it, instead of, putting the earplugs in and saying thanks and walking away. And they're never going to improve if they don't listen.
The 1-2 from Beardsley. That's upstairs for a ball 2. So most likely this will be the last inning for Tyler Beardsley, who pitched very well tonight.
Well, I'd like to see him get 12 strikeouts. That's not it right there. That was the breaking pitch. The last 2 pitches have been breaking, and there were no way near the strike zone. Way out.
I think he might know this might be his last batter, so he wants to record the final out.
Well, then stay with the fastball, because the last 2 curves weren't there. He's releasing it too early.
Payoff pitch.
Oh.
Does not get the call, and the Evansville faithful lets home plate umpire Bob Davis hear it. That was right on the outside corner. I'm not going to be biased, but that pitch, it was at least a 50-50 ball from Beardsley. So Max is going to go talk to Beardsley, who pitched or is currently pitching one heck of a game. And there goes the call to the bullpen. Tyler Beardsley, you did one heck of a job, kid.
I'll say so.
We're going to get a call to the bullpen and a quick commercial break after this. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The Pizza Brick Road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the Pizza Brick Road. Road down to Tyroni's. The Pizza Brick Road. The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. Tyler Beardsley has walked back to the Otters dugout. 12 strikeouts, 3 walks. He is responsible for the runner on first in Emmanuel Marrero. And there are 2 away. He had a spectacular double play earlier where he caught a line drive from Stephen Kraft at the pitcher's mound and then tossed it over to first to double up Wofford. And now Michael Gizzi, the Otters reliever, right-hander reliever, will enter the mound.
You're right when you said he tossed it over. He didn't throw it over. He tossed it because that runner was so far off base. He was speeding to second, and you can't blame him because everyone thought it was going to be a base hit. But anyway, here we are, back in Otterville.
Gizzy, 6.75 ERA, 10 games, 9.1 innings pitched. Has allowed 8 runs, 7 of them earned, 5 walks, and 10 strikeouts. First pitch to Rakusin. Fastball just a bit upstairs for a ball. Count at 1-0, and the strikeout leader right now in the league is Jared Koenig of the Lake Erie Crushers. We haven't seen him in this series. Koenig has 102.
Oh, boy. Well, Beasley's got 92 now, so he's 10 behind then. 102 and 92.
Yep. 1-1 the count after the called strike on a fastball from Michael Gizzy. Evens the count to Rakusin at 1. Runner on first, 2 outs, 4-1 Otters. The 1-1 pitch. He'll be breaking in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 2-1.
You know, again, this is the first I've seen this guy. At least I think it's the first time I've seen this guy.
No, we saw him on Sunday in the extra innings. He pitched in the 11th inning against the Miners. 2-1 will be swung on foul behind home plate, evening the count at 2 with 2 outs. When Southern Illinois scored the 2 runs in the 11th,
yes,
Michael Gizzy was the pitcher for the Otters in that inning.
Okay.
Throw over to first.
Ooh.
Not in time.
No, but kind of low. If you notice, he threw the ball to first base on the pickoff just like he was throwing home. He had to wind up to throw it.
2-2. Ground ball to Cronin. Throws over to first, and that'll end the inning. Stretch time at Bossy Field. Otters up 4-1 on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters
take
baseball.
me out to the ball game?
GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Let me hear you. Golden round. R1, R2, R3. Take me out to the line. Take me out to the
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vandenberg or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dade Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. New pitcher for the Lake Erie Crushers is Evie Rubel, same guy who allowed the solo home run to Hunter Cohen back on Tuesday. First pitch to Ryan Long is popped up. Foul territory, third base side, and that will be, bouncing foul. With an attempt was the third baseman Burdick. And he was not able to come up with the catch. It's an 0-1 count to Long.
We were boxed out on that Otter sign that they got hanging on that pillar here, and we couldn't see that. Or I couldn't see it. I mean, I'm not saying anything about you. I could not see it. Anyway, Ron gets a no chance. There's no one out in the Bud Light Pavilion where he could hit the home run.
Here's the 0-1. Drops in there for strike two. Bill, today, in 1990, Carlton Fisk tied Johnny Bench, hitting 327 home runs as a catcher.
Yep.
The 0-2 from Rubel is in the dirt for a ball.
I saw Carlton play in Double-A with Bristol many years ago in the Eastern League, and I remember putting my report, and I said, this guy will be in the major leagues next year. I mean, he was that good.
And he was, right?
Yeah, he was. I mean, real good. You can see, guys, that, just like, what's this pitch here?
1-2. Ground ball. Chopper to the second baseman, Wofford. Toss over to first, and that'll be out number one.
It was like a couple of years back when Wichita was our Double-A club, and we had the Sandy Alomar catching, and Roberta was playing second. And one of my jobs was the last 2 weeks of the season, I'd spend 1 week with the Double-A club and 1 week with the Triple-A club and make my evaluations. And after watching Wichita, I said, Roberto shouldn't be in Triple-A next year. He should be the starting second baseman for the Padres, and of course he was. If for something, whatever it is, you can tell these guys are major leaguers while they're still in the minor leagues.
First pitch to Elijah McNamee is inside for a ball. McNamee today is 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, 2 runs scored. His first at-bat, he singled after the backhand attempt by Marrero. It sailed past his glove. It was eventually ruled, after further review, a single. Next pitch drops in there for a strike one to McNamee, evening the count at 1 on a fastball with movement from Rubel. Fisk played for the Red Sox, right?
Carlton, yes.
Okay.
And you know who his manager was in Bristol? A local Evansville man. Ed Nonnell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Ed Nonnell was the manager.
The 1-1 to McNamee will be fouled behind home plate. Count moves to 1-2.
Yeah, you take Henry Aaron. Aaron played Class C ball with Eau Claire, hit 300. They moved him to A ball. The next year, Jacksonville hits 300, and the following year was in the majors.
Impressive.
Yeah.
You remember Dennis Eckersley?
Oh, yes.
All right. After this pitch, the 1-2 will be a foul ball down the right field line. Count remains at 1-2.
He was a pitcher.
Closer.
Yeah.
For the A's. Today in 1992, Dennis Eckersley had his consecutive saves record snapped at 40. His two records, 36 straight to start a season and 40 straight over 2 seasons, ended up tying to protect a 2-1 lead in the 9th inning against the Royals. Eckersley gave up a 2-out, 2-run single to Greg Jeffries as this pitch was fouled by McNamee, which gave the Royals a 3-2 lead, but the Athletics came back to win the game in the bottom of the 9th by a score of 5-3. Eckersley had his 40 consecutive saves snapped. That's impressive.
Oh, I would say, pretty good pitcher.
The 1-2, away in the dirt for a ball. And Eckersley was also on the mound when Kirk Gibson hit his pinch hit home run in Game 1 of the World Series. I believe that was 87 or 88.
I'm not sure, but Kirk Gibson played here.
Did he really?
Yeah, oh, yeah, here. He played in Evansville. Yep.
Wow. 2-2. Inside for a ball.
And we were playing in '84. We were playing in the World Series, and we were in Detroit. And oh, Kirk Gibson hit a home run, and that just killed us. I mean, that was the end of the Padres season out there when Gibson hit that home run.
Payoff pitch, line drive to right field. Going back is Hubbard, and it goes over his glove. Grounding first, heading to second base is Elijah McNamee. He's getting waved around, and now he stops at second base as McCauley puts on the brakes. A double for Elijah McNamee. Big hit, Mac with another one.
Well, I don't want to say I said it, but I did.
Okay.
Last night I kept telling you that right fielder keeps playing short. He's going to get burned. He just got burned. Playing too close.
That's right. A 1-out double for Elijah McNamee. He has 2 hits tonight. He is 2 for 3 with a single, now a double, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Dakota Phillips to the plate. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging back in the second. He has back-to-back walks back in the 4th and the 5th innings. He scored in the 4th on the Hunter Cullen 2-run RBI single. First pitch to Phillips is a swing and a miss on a fastball from Rubel for strike 1.
Yeah, we were talking about Gibson. Goose Gossage, our 100-mile-an-hour fastball guy. When he threw that 100-mile-an-hour fastball, that Kirk Gibson hit 150 miles an hour out.
The 0-1 pitch. Fastball down and in for a ball. Count even at 1. You remember the unit, Randy Johnson?
He was involved. He was one of the players we had involved in a trade when he was with Seattle. And that was going to be one of the biggest trades ever.
1-1 is fouled behind home plate.
We had 13 ball clubs involved in one of the biggest trades ever in the history of baseball. And Randy Johnson was one of the key people in that. And that was one of my selections. At that time, Randy Johnson was not the pitcher you thought.
No.
He was wild.
Okay.
Before one thing. You know, Randy Johnson's one of the keys of that trade, and one of the players that is in this league right now. His father played shortstop for the Cubs.
Sean
Dunston was another one of the key players. We were going to get him, and one of the other key players was Sandy Alomar Jr.
Oh wow!
They were 3 to
1-2 breaking ball in the dirt to even the count at 2 with 1 out for Phillips.
They were the 3 of the biggest trade players involved, and it was 13 teams. Can you imagine that? And it all fell through because the Cubs chickened out the night before the trade. They were afraid it was going to fall, so they made their own trade.
Okay. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike number 3, 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Well, today, in 1997 as Jack Meggs will step to the plate. Randy Johnson struck out 19 batters, matching the Major League record for left-handers. He had tied it earlier this season as the Seattle Mariners defeated the White Sox 5-0.
Yeah.
We have 12 from Beardsley tonight, but Randy Johnson had 7 more today in 1997.
Yeah, but one of the things with Randy Johnson comes back compared to Beasley was Randy had a better fastball,
right?
But he also was wild.
First pitch is swung on, popped up. Foul territory, third base side. Running under it is Burdick, and he can't make the play.
Right. No, it's just like Nolan Ryan. When Nolan Ryan first come up, same thing. They had no control, but after years of experience, they refined their delivery and started getting command of their fastball, and they were outstanding strikeout pitchers.
Owen won the count to Meggs. McNamee on second. He had a double. Jack with an RBI single in this game extended the Otters lead to 4-1. 0-1 pitch. Over the outstretched arm of Burdick at third. Rounding third and scoring is McNamee. 2 RBIs for Jack Meggs, and he extends this Otters lead to 5-1.
And that is Meggs' third hit of the evening.
You are correct.
Well, thank you, sir. And where did it go? It went to left field, like I keep saying all the time. All these left-handers, all they got to do is poke that ball to slap it to left field, because when you get the third baseman playing in, it gives you a lot of room.
To the plate now is Tanner Wietrich. He's 1 for 2 with a single, a flyout. He also had the sac bunt that allowed Hunter Cullen to score Phillips and Meggs. He lifts this pitch to left field, and that will be caught by Rakusin for out number 3. Jack Meggs tonight, 3 for 4 with 3 singles and 2 RBIs, extending this Otters lead to 5-1, heading to the 8th on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at ibew16.net.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. Michael Gizzi will come out for his second inning of work. Tyler Beardsley's line as he pitched a wonderful game. 6.2 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 12 strikeouts. First pitch from Gizzi to Dale Burdick is inside for a ball. Count at 1-0 with no outs here in the top of the 8th. Burdick today is 1 for 3 with a single.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dave, you could go down to the casino and put your money on that Beasley will be the winner, but he cannot be the loser. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, that's true. Like I said, go to the casino. You can bet on it.
All right, I'll leave after this pitch. The 2-0. The inside for ball 3.
We got anyone warming up?
Yep, the Soldier.
Oh, he is. Oh, boy.
And Taylor Wright.
Oh, the Soldier came in the other night and struck out 2 guys. That was big out.
Pop up.
3-0
Foul
count.
territory.
3-0 count, and they're swinging again. You ought to check on your the remaining games of this season. See how many times that on a 3-0 count a base hit has occurred.
The 3-1 pitch from Gizzy. Ground ball.
Foul ball.
That will be fouled on the third base line. Count now full. I was talking to Tyler Vale earlier. He likes the nickname the Snake.
Oh, he likes the
Likes
snake?
it. Yeah, he likes it.
Okay. I went to school with the Snake.
Jake the Snake?
No, his name was Snake Bale.
Oh, was he really?
Yes, John Snake Bale. That
Really?
was his nickname, yeah.
Okay.
He was 2 years ahead of me, of course. He graduated in 48, but he lived next door to me later on in life.
Payoff pitch. A cold strike 3 on the outside corner.
Yeah.
Big strikeout from Michael Gizzy. 1 away and the top of the 8th.
Yeah, he was an attorney. Went to Notre Dame, in case you're interested, and of course passed away now. But yeah, John Snake Vale lived on Davis Street. His brother Charlie was in the same class with me. Snake was 48. Went to Notre Dame, got his law degree, and well, in fact, he when I sold my house in.
First pitch is a called strike 1 on the outside corner away from Jake Veith, the left-handed batter. 0-1 the count after that strike was belt high away to Veith.
When I sold the house in Jersey to move here, Jack Vale handled the transactions.
Oh. 1-1 the count now to Veith.
So you ought to tell the Snake here that,
I will.
He has a, what would you say, a carbon copy, John Snake Vale?
A relative.
Yeah.
A distant relative.
Right.
1-1 swing and a miss on the fastball that blows by Veith from Gizzy. Count moves to 1-2.
But I think John Snake Vale was a garden snake. Harmful. No,
yeah.
Not harmful.
Not as harmful.
No, didn't play any sports.
The 1-2. Fastball upstairs. Count even at 2 with 1 out.
We had a basketball game in Camden, which you should know.
Yes.
And Camden and South Amboy are kind of far away.
Right.
And I tell you what, Snake Vale drove us.
2-2 check swing. Veith doesn't bring his bat off his shoulder. It's a count full with 1 out.
He was one of the young guys that had a car. A lot of people in my day didn't have cars. And Snake took us to the game and brought us back. And I tell you what, our life was in his hands. We were doing like 90 miles an hour from Camden. I don't think I ever rode with Jack again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Payoff pitch. Swing and a drive to right field. Going back and turning around is McNamee as that ball is over the brick wall in right field. A towering shot for Jake Veith makes the score now 5-2. You needed a stepladder to get that ball, as that one was way out of here.
That was the way he was hitting him in batting practice last night. But what was so important was, and you called it, you got Mr. Big Mac out there in right field. All he did is turn around. He didn't move one leg. He just turned around.
So this is now a 5-2 baseball game after the towering shot from Veith. First pitch to Cable. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball from Gizzy. Moves the count to 0-1. Wow. That might be the longest home run I've seen a ball hit at Bossy Field this season.
Yeah, that's quite a distance.
0-1 pitch is swinging and a miss for strike two. Now, it is 315 down the right and left field line, or 325, excuse me. But it's 385 in the gaps. I don't think that ball was 385 feet. Phillips might have the longest home run as far as distance-wise, but that one just was over the wall.
Well, there's no way to judge how far this went. The longest ball I ever seen hit in this ballpark was Chris Sweeney hit one off that scoreboard.
Did he really?
Yes, off the scoreboard, high up on the scoreboard. That's the hardest ball and the farthest ball I've seen.
This pitch is upstairs to even the count at 2 with 1 out. It is now a 3-run lead for the Otters. And this might be the last batter for Gizzy. Two upstairs for a ball.
Now, take this batter, Mr. Cable. First 2 pitches were wicked sliders down around his ankle. He golfed both pitches and didn't come near. This pitcher hasn't thrown a similar pitch since then. There it is there. Now he throws it.
Strike 3 on the outside corner, 2 away.
When he finally throws it, I mean, my God, what's going on?
It's a 5-2 lead for the Otters. That's what's going on.
Yeah, but what I mean is...
I know. I'm answering you literally.
I know. A catcher remembers every pitch, every weakness of the batter, the strength of the pitcher at the time, and what pitches make you look foolish.
First pitch, ground ball to Wietrich at shortstop. He throws over to first. That will end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th, where the Otters now up 5-2 after the solo home run from Wietrich. You listen to Evansville Otters baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
WUEV listeners, you can catch Evansville Otters baseball this week, Tuesday through Sunday on 91.5 FM WUEV. And remember, the Otters pregame warm-up begins 15 minutes prior to first pitch. You can listen on 91.5 FM, WUEV.org, EvansvilleOtters.com, and through TuneIn Radio. It's Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We have a new pitcher in Seth Lucio for the the Lake Erie Crushers. To the plate for the Otters will be Hunter Cullen, Rob Calabrese, and David Cronin for batters 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Hunter today is 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs, both of them on singles. I said it to you off the air, Bill, but I'll say it to the audience. The Otters have played small ball tonight. They have gotten all of their runs off of singles.
You called it. You're right. We didn't get the long ball. I mean, we've had, one double, and that was Big Mac, but he didn't score on it. So
yeah, he did.
Oh, did he score on that one?
Yep, on the Meg single.
Oh, okay. Okay, you're right. Okay.
Yep.
But outside of that, that double, that's it. Other than that, it's base hit, base hit, base hit. And I got 3 walks as the only other men being on base. So a lot of base hits and 3 walks. No hit batters.
Cullen batting .275 on the year. He has 4 RBIs in the series. And a lefty-righty matchup. First pitch from Lucio is foul behind home plate. So Taylor Wright continues to stretch in the Otters pen. Cam Opp, the man from West Point, was also throwing earlier in the Otters pen. Cullen with an 0-1 count. Otters up 5-2. The pitch. Called a strike 1, low and away from Cullen. That pitch was knee-high away from the left-handed batter. Count now at 0-2 to the man from Newport Beach, California. Lucio with a deep breath. The 0-2 pitch. Away for a ball. Count now at 1-2.
Well, we got the most of the Otters are up on the railing, pursuing a win, I hope.
It would be nice.
I would say that long ride to Washington with a win under your belt is...
Next pitch, low and away for a ball on a fastball from Lucio. Count even at 2.
Yeah, you know, on that trip to Washington, you could put your iPhone on and listen to Perry Mason or Madlock, you know.
Okay.
And listen to a good detective story.
Okay. I got Sinatra on my phone.
He's okay.
Okay. Who do you prefer? Perry Como, right?
I'd go with Perry.
Okay.
I like Perry.
Okay.
I thought he dressed better.
Okay. 3-2 the count to Cullen. The payoff pitch from Lucio will be called foul off home plate. Count remains full. So the Otters will have Jake Welch on the mound tomorrow in Washington.
I wonder, you know, his father's going to be there because
Yes,
when his father left here, he said, yes, he's going back to work for, I think, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And he said, I'll be in Washington on Friday. Yeah, yep. So Bob, I know he's listening.
Yep, Bob will be there.
Okay. Come on up to the radio station. I'll be listening, and Dave will say hello to you.
Payoff pitch is a ball 4 upstairs. And as much as I would like to have Bob on the broadcast, unfortunately for the press box in Washington, the booth is as big as this, as where we're sitting right now. On the left side is the official scorer, and the center is the reporter that follows the Wild Things and writes about them in the local news, and then to the right is me. There's no more room.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful stadium, too.
It is.
Oh, my goodness. It's right off Interstate 70.
First pitch to Calabrese. Gets away, and going over to second base will be Hunter Cullen after the wild pitch from Lucio. Calabrese singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Singling back in the 6th. His 41st hit of the season.
You know, that lady that tuned in and was it YouTube and asked about St. Louis Cardinals?
Yep.
Well, when you go to Washington, between Washington and the Turnpike,
okay,
I'm trying to think of the town there. There is a town that you pass that one of the greatest ball players of all time grew up, Stan Musial.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So you'll go past his hometown. And I can't think of a town between Washington and, Millersburg. I think is it Middlesburg, Middleton? Something like that. I'm so sure now.
Okay. The 1-1 pitch will be low and away for a ball. Make that count now. 2-1 to Calabrese, the Tauntonville, New York native. No outs. Cullen advanced to second base. After working a walk, he advanced to second on a wild pitch from Lucio, currently on the mound. The 2-1. That'll be a fastball in by the ankles of Calabrese for a ball. Count now at 3-1 with no outs. Want me to check around the Frontier League scoreboard?
Yes, please.
Okay.
How did the Miners do?
Okay. All right.
Or how they're doing.
So 3-1 the count to Calabrese here in the bottom of the eighth. 5-2 Otters. Lucio fires a pitch. That'll be right down the heart of the plate for strike two. In the bottom of the ninth in Schaumburg, the Florence Freedom are holding a 3-2 lead over the Boomers. Windy City Thunderbolts took care of the River City Rascals in River City by a score of 8-3. The Washington Wild Things defeated the Joliet Slammers 6-3 in 11 innings. The payoff pitch to Calabrese is a called strike three. Inside for out number one.
Rob had given up on that. He started walking to first base before the ball ever reached home plate. So, when you're conceding that it's a bad pitch, you're not swinging the bat. That's why it was strike three. Anyway, what's the Miners?
In the bottom of the seventh in Gateway, the Miners are defeating the Grizzlies by a score of 8-4.
Wow. In Gateway.
In Sauget, yeah. The Miners won a doubleheader also. The Miners are on fire. I think they've won 7 in a row last time I checked.
Yeah, well, they won 6 in a row last night, and if you won today, that'd be 7. I'll tell you, I mean, I've said it for many, many years. Many people don't agree with me, but I don't care. I think the little general, Mike Pino, is probably one of the best managers in this league. Year after year after year, he's in the playoffs.
Was not in the playoffs last year.
I think out of all the years that he's managed, there was 2 years he hasn't been in the playoffs.
Okay. Oh, 1 to Cronin. Inside for a ball. And that is your Frontier League scoreboard roundup.
Yeah. The little general knows how to evaluate talent. And he operates that organization over there like a minor league affiliate. And he knows everybody, every college player, and he's got charts, and he's well organized.
1-1, ground ball to Wofford at second. Throw over to first, 2 away. Cullen will advance to third.
And I believe he lives there all year long. So that's an advantage that, you go to work every day instead of most of the managers in the Frontier League, come September, they go home. They don't show up again until come March.
So Taylor Wright will get up in the Otters pen. See, someone else is going to be warming up as well for the Otters. We'll find out who it is momentarily.
Well, I wouldn't push him.
Well, it's Cam Up.
Okay, all right.
First pitch to Greasaber, swing and a miss for strike 1.
I'd give the Soldier Boy 2 batters, and it depends on what he does with the 2 batters. If not, then bring in Wright.
Okay. 0-1. Fouled behind home plate. 0-2 the count. 2 outs. And knowing Keith, who is 0 for 4 tonight, wants to get a single to score Hunter Cullen to give the Otters some insurance.
Well, he's been known to chase a low outside breaking pitch with 2 strikes. Let's hope he doesn't do it now.
0-2 pitch. It'll be fouled behind home plate. So the Otters will be playing 4 games in 3 days in Washington.
How come? Doubleheader?
Yep, doubleheader on Saturday. A full game will be played on Saturday as one of the games, as the last time the Otters were in Washington, the game got rained out after the 2nd inning. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Out number 3. We head to the top of the 9th, and it looks like
the soldier?
Cam Opp will be starting the top of the 9th for the Otters. Back after this on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. A new pitcher, as the Otters will have Cam Opp from a call to the bullpen, a WOW call to the bullpen. WOW, the phone, cable, and internet provider in Evansville. WOW, the best deal in town. Cam Opp comes in for a save opportunity as the Otters are up 5-2. A lefty from the United States Military Academy will be attending flight school in September, flying helicopters.
Yep. Thank God for those helicopters. They go behind the lines and pick up our wounded soldiers and such. And I'll tell you what, you got to give them credit. I had one of my nephews was a helicopter pilot in that place over there in Europe. Oh, my God, I'm having... Oh, tenants.
1,008 attended tonight's game.
Yeah.
Carl Ellison and then Brody Wofford and Stephen Kraft will be batters 8, 9, and 1 in the Crushers order.
Well, the first pitch was down there for a strike, and he fouled it off, but he showed pretty good velocity on that pitch. A little left-hander.
He's got a fastball, a cutting fastball, and a slider. The 0-1 from Opp. Fastball on the outside corner for a ball this time. It was knee-high away from the right-handed batter, Ellison. Count even at 1. Opp had a little bit of mustard on that one.
Yeah.
Righty-lefty matchup, the 1-1. Will be popped in the air. Shallow right field.
Right field.
To me, comes in and makes the catch for the out.
Yeah. You know, when you're on the bus there, Dave, with the soldier boy out there, Does he have spit-shined shoes?
Spit shine shoes?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we used to do in the military. You know, you get the polish and then you spit and then you just rub your finger there, and what a gloss you get on that, on those shoes. And I was wondering, being West Point, you know, they are very, very particular.
First pitch to Wofford, swing and a miss on a fastball for a mop. Counted 0-1.
You're from Philadelphia, and that Army-Navy game, that's one of the most exciting ones when they all march in on that
The
field.
pregame ceremony is one of the best.
Yeah.
Wofford goes golfing for strike 2.
And you have the president sit one side with the Navy, then come over and sit on the other side with the Army. But just all those plebes and those cadets, exciting.
That's also on the bucket list for a sporting event. 0-2, a cold strike 3 on a breaking ball for a mop. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the 9th.
How many times has Brody struck out in those games? 3 tonight.
8 total.
8 total, my goodness. So 3 games, the most you could probably bat would be 4, so 8 out of 12.
0 for 6, 0 for 7, 0 for 8, 1 for 9, 1 for 10.
Yeah.
Kraft will show bunt, then pulls his bat back. It will be 1-0 the count to Wofford, or Stephen Kraft, excuse me. Kraft is 0 for 3, reaching on an error in the 5th. Right in there for strike 1. Cam went off speed on that one. Count even at 1, 2 outs. Calabrese sets up inside the 1-1. The ground ball foul down the third base line. Count moves to 1-2.
The little soldier boy come in this inning so far, and if he's thrown, I'm going to say 12 pitches, 10 have been strikes right down the middle.
7 strikes, 2 balls.
Yep.
1-2 the count. The pitch. Fastball upstairs for ball 2. Op from the left side of the rubber. Calabrese will call the sign. Sets up away. The 2-2. Ground ball foul down the third base line. And a crowd of 1,008 at Bosse Field.
Those that weren't here tonight missed a beautiful ball game. I'll tell you that. And they better hustle, because next week we're home for the whole week. And pretty soon the season will be
2-2. Fly ball, foul down the right field line.
I'm just looking. We got.
Go down one more, Bill. There you go.
All right, we're here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 more home games. So you better start planning on being out here 1 out of those 12 or 6 out of the 12. You're going to miss one of the best entertainments in...
2-2 will be foul off home plate, and it looks like that may have hit the hand of Kraft.
Yeah. But I was saying, where do you get a better type of entertainment for $6, and especially when you get that, $2 beer and the $2 popcorn, but you see some of the most exciting baseball in all America. So plan on coming out. Football is, you got a lot of time to watch football.
Otters will welcome the River City Rascals, followed by the Gateway Grizzlies. Rascals for a 3-game set starting next Tuesday will be competitive, as the Rascals are behind the Otters in the standings. Gateway Grizzlies are always competitive. And then the Otters will travel to the minors, then followed up by a 3-game series with Florence, and then Gateway, before traveling to Southern Illinois to end the season. The 2-2 from Op. It'll be a ball in the dirt.
Well, as long as we get in the playoffs, whether we're in first place or second place, as long as we're in the playoffs, that's what counts.
Opp will come set the payoff pitch. Ground ball over the pitcher's mound. Wietrich will charge it, but beating and running down to first base. No throw. A infield single for Stephen Kraft will extend the inning.
That was a tough one on the Soldier Boy because, again, it was right back at him. I don't know where it hit him, but it went in the air. But he's not giving any indication that he was hurt. He is a warrior.
So Emmanuel Marrero will step to the plate, batting on the right side of the box as a switch hitter against the lefty Opp. First pitch as a foul ball. He chased a fastball upstairs for strike one.
Got 3 strikeouts tonight. As Mike Rodowski used to say, the sombrero, if he strikes out 4 times, you get a sombrero or something.
Sombrero?
Sombrero.
The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. The slider from Opp moves the count to 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Bring out the broomsticks. The Otters have their 4th sweep of the season as Cam Opp earns his first save as an Otter. The Evansville Otters sweep the Lake Erie Crushers by a final score of 5-2. They end the homestand with a 3-3 record, an important 3-game sweep of the Crushers of Lake Erie, who will be a contending playoff team. The Otters end on a high note, heading to Washington, Pennsylvania tonight. We'll come back with the final totals after this commercial break right here on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The Pizza Brick Road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the Pizza Brick Road. Road down to Tyroni's. The Pizza Brick Road. The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. The Otters salvaged their first 3 games of the 6-game homestand. They were swept by the Miners, and now they sweep the Lake Erie Crushers, who were standing in first place in the Frontier League East Division. Bill, the Otters played small ball today, scoring all of their runs on singles, 3 runs on 2 singles by Hunter Cullen, and 2 runs on 2 singles by Jack Meggs.
Yeah, it was a team effort, Dave, and I'll tell you what, they scored more runs in this one game than they did in the entire home series between the Miners and with the Lake Erie here. I mean, runs were hard to come by in this entire home stand. Fortunately, we combined all those good hits together, and we got the win tonight. And last night we got the 1-0 win, but anyway, what a great game. But you know, let's go back to one of the things we keep talking about, and that is the outstanding pitching. The Otters in this homestand had got 6 starts that it was just amazing, and they deserve to win. I'll tell you that. And you know, unfortunately, a couple of our pitchers didn't get the win because they got yanked out too early or whatever. But outstanding outstanding starting pitchers.
Well, the Otters, you said it right on the head, Bill, that the Otters were able to get starting pitching. They had great starting pitching tonight from Tyler Beardsley. 12 strikeouts through 6.2 innings. He had everything working tonight.
Yeah, in total 16 strikeouts for the team. I mean, and then the little general comes in and he gets 2 outs. Oh, and boy. I mean, 2 strikeouts. I mean, 2 outs. He got plenty of outs, but he got 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, Opp earned his first save of the year, giving a break to Taylor Wright tonight. And the Otters will head to Washington on a 3-game win streak.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. You tell the soldier boy that PFC McCune said that congratulations. Get that point. Okay. PFC.
PFC McCune?
Yeah, PFC McCune.
What does that stand for?
Private First Class.
Okay.
I never got beyond that.
Okay. Well, before we head to the end of the broadcast, we'll check around the Frontier League scoreboard. The Florence Freedom defeated the Schaumburg Boomers by a score of 3-2. They now have 48 wins on the year. Otters win 5-2. The River City Rascals lost to the Windy City Thunderbolts by a score of 8-3. The Otters will gain a game on River City. The Miners extend their lead to 9-4 in the bottom of the 8th in Gateway over the Grizzlies. And the Washington Wild Things won a game tonight in 11 innings over the Joliet Slammers by a final score of 6-3. Bill, we head to Washington, and then we'll come back home Tuesday for a 6-game homestand. Everyone tune in tomorrow on the 91.5 WUEV for the game 1 of a 4-game set between the Otters and the Washington Wild Things. First pitch tomorrow from Wild Things Park at 6:05 p.m. For my partner in crime, Bill McCune, and our radio engineer, Joey, I'm Dave Nguyen. Everyone have a great night, and remember, go Otters!